Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AEL, the lower bracket round 3 matchup between Onyx and QUT. I am Proto coming at you today for this matchup, and it's going to be a big one, ladies and gentlemen. The lower bracket obviously trying to make their way back up into the main bracket for the semis, possibly even the finals. You never know, could have a god lower bracket run, but today, we're going to be seeing who can win. Speaking of winning, ladies and gentlemen, RIG Rig have sponsored AEL. What it takes to win Rig. They develop headsets delivering superior audio for competitive gamers and streamers at all levels. Join the Rig team and enhance your gaming experience today. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's going to be a big game today, obviously, Onyx and QUT. A few names from the OCE competitive community, obviously. Angmo on QUT played for Fury, an OCL team. Owen as well, I believe, playing at that OCL level 2. A couple of other normal names that I know for me. So it's going to be a good... going to be fighting for that, well, closer towards the main bracket spot against Onyx, which is the other team. But QUT, nonetheless, very good. And here is the Onyx roster, ladies and gentlemen. We do have Adam, Owen, Pokadu, Skonic, and Yoda Pug. Obviously, more of a spread out roster, Skonic on that entry, Ash, but an Ella main, an interesting thing to see there. Owen playing the Ace Pulse there. It's interesting that we're not seeing him on the shotguns, the prone when. If you know, you know, ladies and gentlemen, the M590 in the hands of that man is an absolute devastating monster. But we're going to see if he brings any of the M590 players out tonight in this matchup against QUT. Other than that, for the rest of the team, it's going to be interesting, and I'm very, very keen to see what happens in terms of this game. So first map, best of 3, Clubhouse taking it first. QUT will be starting on the attack, and then we'll be going straight over to Oregon. We've got a good standing here for a good matchup tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to be a very, very interesting one to cast. I'm going to have an absolute blast. And quick little thank you very much, Nuttery, obviously, and Jen as well on the observation. So thank you to them as well. But yeah, very, very keen to get straight into this matchup against these two teams, QUT and Onyx, obviously, and best of 3, obviously. And yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. I can't really talk too much about the teams in retrospect, unfortunately, because I'm not too familiar with both of them. So I'm doing my best, ladies and gentlemen, but we will see. Obviously, when we get into the games, we are just waiting for the teams to connect, and then we will be able to get straight in the map number 1, obviously being Clubhouse, more of a defender-sided map. But we're going to be able to see what obviously the defenders can pull out. I believe it was Onyx starting on defense there in Clubhouse. And speaking of Clubhouse, here we are. Straight into the first game here, Onyx. And we start things off with the bands. Thatcher, I would imagine, is going to be the first off the board here for Onyx. And no, Habana. Interesting first band there from Onyx. So imagine QUT will follow that up with the Thatcher, sorry. Interesting to see Habana going first there. The attackers opting to ban that out. But QUT following suit, banning that Thatcher to start things off. So Habana usually we see as an ace ban. It can go either way. Ace or Habana are usually the other ban aside from Thatcher on this map. Sometimes you see a Maverick depending. A Mirror as well from QUT on the defense. Pretty standard defense ban there. from the QUT. I'd imagine Onyx will probably want to follow this up, possibly with a Cade, maybe even a Valkyrie. Depends how QUT like to play their offenses/defenses. But a smoke ban from Onyx, a little bit of a hindrance there to Prone Wen, but Mute is still on the board, so an M590 is still in the hands of the defenders. So he's not going to be too upset. However, Smoke, an interesting ban to say the least. Not one that you see too often in competitive play. However, I have noticed a lot of the teams outside of the AEL, in other sort of competitions, have actually been banning Smoke on Clubhouse a few times. We saw it the other day in a Skyfire v someone else game. So it is starting to become a ban that a lot of people are sort of bringing to the table in terms of Clubhouse. It's interesting to see that becoming more of a norm ban, but either way, Cade 6 picks onto the castle here for Pika and Llama. Similarly, 6 picking off the ace onto the Capitao and starting things off. I'd imagine with that castle pick coming out from the Onyx boys there, we are going to be seeing an SSG here from them. Obviously, Pika, for anyone who doesn't know an SSG, is basically an extension onto the middle top floor with the castle barricades, and they sort of set it up so that they can hold the top floor for as long as they can and sort of make their way back downstairs as they need to / required to. But with Adam setting up these mute jammers as well as Owen on the pulse, I'd imagine we are definitely going to be seeing an SSG here from them. And indeed, we see the castle barricades at the top of the main middle of the main stairs there. So, oh, interesting. Bar hatch being reinforced. So it's an SSG variant, ladies and gentlemen, but nonetheless, it seems to be an SSG-esque type strategy for the defenders here. On the attacking lineup, a lot of hard breach being bought by QUT. Obviously, Ghoul on the Maverick and Tim on the Thermite. Depends whether or not Llama is also bringing a hard breach tool. We could see the Capitao utilizing that new utility board in with a new update, but very quick clear here for QUT. Anglo already taking garage control with Zane joining him upside in the server room there, clearing into cache now. Drones are going all the way through. They are going to be met with some resistance on the top floor, however. 2 players from Monash very close by. Adam on the mute with the shotgun close on the master bedroom door. Could be looking to swing here to get a kill with the shotgun, but Zane situated very close by. Could be picking up the entry kill here. No, Zane will find Adam. Unfortunately, goes down very early. Mute cleared off the top floor. And a good opening pick here for QUT. Onyx, unfortunately, losing out there. Adam, a little bit too aggressive of an angle there on the mute, costing him his life. But nonetheless, Skonic will be there hunting for a refag. Could come down main here and possibly pick up Ghoul if he's not being covered by his teammates. But he has just chose to retreat all the way downstairs. There could be a castle on the double door behind Ghoul. I'm not too sure. Can't really see if there is. There is indeed. So Skonic wouldn't have been able to pick up that frag anyway, and Moto Hatch is going to be opened up now by Ghoul. One of the players for Onyx still off-site here, roaming around. Not too sure where said player is located. Is Pika. Just dropped into Oil Pit, I do believe, and has rejoined his teammates on site. Now, with Owen on the board here, shotgun in hand as well as the C4, could prove to be a bit of an issue here for QUT if they don't clear out the position correctly with that heartbeat scanner. Obviously, C4s are going to be a lot easier to pull off knowledge-wise, in terms of just sort of blind firing them through the floor to try and get any vertical players. However, Zane from the top floor is going to be working that vertical with the Buck, who doesn't actually need to be inside of kitchen there for that soft destruction, which means that he's going to be a little bit safer. However, not as safe as he hoped. Owen finds him through the floor with the C4. Heartbeat scanner coming in clutch there, picking him up, a kill to even out. Coming down blue, however, Ghoul's going to find Pika. Blue control now for Llama. He has Jen. Going to get tagged up, however, by one of the members in sight for Onyx. Owen goes down to Angmo. It's all up to Yoda and Skonic. 2v4 here, 25 seconds. There's still a lot of time for the defenders to work with here. Ghoul does have sight control, however, not too aware that Yoda is actually close by on the black box. Could be hunting for this frag here. He knows that there's one close by. He just needs to swing and pick these kills up here. Skonic losing a lot of his HP. Will eventually lose the gunfight to Angmo. Bomb's going down on Thermite, and he can't quite win the fight. Ghoul closes things out for QUT. Round 1 on the board. An Onyx fall on the bottom floor SSG variant. Not too sure what that gunfight was there. It's not. I don't think the attackers were actually aware of Jaeger's position at all in that end altercation there, sort of moving into the bomb site. It was an interesting one to see at the end of the round there. But either way, QUT are going to come out on top, and they are going to take the first round, in their favour. The downstairs not proving to be as fruitful as Onyx had hoped, and Gym Bedroom is going to be the second attempt. It's interesting that we saw the castle for the bottom floor, but we're not seeing the castle for the top floor here. Instead, Owen choosing to run the Rooney as opposed to the castle mute combo. Not too sure what the call is there. We do see the mute being bought by Adam, but no castle. So I'd imagine the substitute here is going to be Owen's Shuriya gates, depending on where he chooses to place them. If he places them in the normal sort of castle locations, then it will just be a direct substitute for castle. However, it depends where he chooses to place them. I did see him placing one on com. There's one on the door there as well on the cache. So not the default castle spots. However, just like Smoke is being banned out now on Clubhouse, Castle is not being picked nearly as much due to the fact that Aruni is now a part of the competitive pool. We also see this wall here on Jacuzzi, the left side, also being Shuriya-gated there by Owen. I'd imagine that the reason they aren't playing that castle is because they want that wall to be open, because playing for a retake on that wall is arguably a lot easier than trying to hold on to control of the Jacuzzi wall, just due to the fact that if you open up two of the castle barricades, which is largely inexpensive for a team to do, you pretty much immediately lose all control and trickability of that wall. So a pretty smart play here from Onyx, but we're going to see how QUT go dealing with it. Obviously, they're going to have to still get that wall open if they want to make it towards the bomb site, but they're going to have to get through the roam that Onyx have going on here. Zane already opening up CC. I believe we saw two players from Onyx on the roam here. We did see Owen just down inside of Secret. Adam obviously situated inside of Cache, looking to possibly mute trick this wall here, supported by, I believe, Skonic inside of Con there on the Wamai, possibly Pika. I'm not too sure whose skin it is. I can't see if that's the Jaeger skin. I did notice. No, Pika is downstairs. So it is the Wamai, Skonic in Con there. And Pika on the roam with Owen, who has actually just returned towards the red side of the map. But Logi Hatch now open here for the attackers. Ghoul looking to possibly get a little bit of early aggression onto Yoda here and pick up a kill. No nade could come out here from the Maverick, but right now he is going to just back off and choose to jump back on drones for his team. Llama is going to be able to spot this Shuriya gate, but they're not going to need to burn it because they have opened up the left side of the wall as opposed to the right. Owen still downstairs, possibly looking for a run out, maybe even to just hold on to the bomb site from the window jump in here. However, the way they're situated, Nady is going to come out from Ghoul. It's going to do a little bit of damage to Yoda, but Skonic's going to find Angmo. One down, a lot of HP lost though for Skonic. I'd imagine he just jumped into sight there. I'm not too sure where Angmo just got fragged from, but it looked like he jumped straight in. Tim's going to go down as well to Pika, but traded out by Llama very quickly on the main breach there. Bomb is now down inside of the gym hall, however, so the attackers are going to have to fight to reclaim this. Yoda Pug could get fired off here, and Capitao could make a break for the bomb site. No one is currently holding Jim. I believe Owen has sort of started to return. However, Zane will find one. Quickly traded out by Adam, though, on the mute. Ghoul is not going to be able to find Adam with the SMG. He's going to find him outside the con window. It's all up to Llama. He's going to find one to 1v3, but quickly cleaned up by Yoda. And Onyx answer back with a round of their own on the board. A 1-1 on Clubhouse. Very nice shot there from the Frost to close things out. QUT could not deal with him on the SMG there until Llama finally managed to find him when he sort of rotated back in. Very big round there from the mute. However, though, Adam doing some good things on the mute. Prone when it is a shame to not see him on the M590, but Pulse Shotgun is still a good operator, good shotgun as well for him to use. So we're going to see if he can pick up some standard prone kills, standard prone when things, ladies and gentlemen. But either way, Round number 3 here, and Monash are going to attempt the bottom floor again. Onyx not too happy with how it went last time, and I'd imagine we're going to see the same SSG variant coming out here, possibly with some shifted castle spots. I'd imagine we could see a small edit to the strat here due to the fact that Onyx lost a lot of control really early to QUT. I mean, the soft breach they're bringing, obviously Zane on that bark, and even just Angmo on the Yana, they have a lot of information on the whereabouts of the defenders. And that shield that we saw at the top of the main stairs, I believe it was the Vulcan shield of Goyo, supported by a couple of AESTs from Yoga and this castle, obviously from Pika, was relatively quickly dealt with. And even if it wasn't dealt with, it wasn't really a power position that the defenders really relied on. I mean, QUT kind of just completely avoided it, other than when obviously Owen threw his C4 out from inside of the bomb site. But I mean, that wasn't really a big issue. So it's interesting to see that they're giving it another crack. But if they reckon they can beat it, confidence is key in these games, ladies and gentlemen. Gould taking through strip very, very quickly into pool table already. Bar control momentarily to be his. The live drone coming through will get spotted out on the default, but not going to be punished by any of the Onyx roamers. Most of them are inside or behind the safety of castle barricades. So nothing is very close to cause Gould any imminent danger, and I'd imagine he will be joined by his teammates very soon inside of the building. Obviously, Pika still looking to hold down the main stairs. However, I think choosing to give it up is going to be the better option of the two here now that Zane has vertical control. Coming down into bar, trying to get some hatches open here. I'd imagine Gould now is going to start opening up the stock hatch, possibly, maybe not even. Looked like he was making his way towards secret. Could see another blue execute here for the boys. C4 is going to come out from Owen, but it's not going to be able to connect, unfortunately, onto any of the QUT boys. So not as beneficial as last time we saw him throw out that C4, but very close to finding him a frag, unfortunately. This time, however, it is not. With that C4 off the board, though, Zane now knows that it's relatively safe for him to start bucking above the kitchen and starting to get some back armory control with the flashbangs in hand as well, obviously. It's going to be easier for him to start opening up this vertical play inside of the kitchen for his team to work with. We could see a switched up execute here for QUT. Last time we saw a blue execute. We could see a back armory execute here. I mean, Pulse Shotgun is still on the board, but with all of this vertical holes opened up by Zane, it's going to be hard for Owen to directly contest the kitchen. However, it still looks like that's what he's trying to do. Angmo now, control of bottom armory. C4 is going to hit Zane a little bit, and the Pulse Shotgun to follow up is going to cause a lot more damage as well, but not going to be able to ultimately collect that frag. Owen not too sharp on the shotgun today, but either way, a lot of damage dealt to Zane. Angmo almost losing his head there from a stray bullet inside a church, I believe. Nade to clear out the Goyo shield, which indeed it will. Holes here as well is going to make aggressing bottom main even harder, but Yoga's going to start things off with one onto Gould. Quickly traded out by Angmo, though. Yoda goes down through the holes made by the defenders. One on a low HP. Llama will find Skonic, though. Llama's quickly traded out by Pika. Tim will find one. Owen, though, onto Zane, finally confirming the frag with a shotgun. And now it's a retake. Bomb is going down by Black Box. Owen with one onto Angmo. And it's all up to Tim. Bomb's going to go down, but quickly collected by Owen. And a big 3 kills for him to finish off the round. And finally able to connect with that shotgun. Owen winning that round for Onyx. A disable on the diffusers. And another round on the board. Onyx with 2 now. And the bottom floor secured. A very good retake there from Monash Onyx. Big round for the defenders. We're going to have to see them attempt a CC cash bomb site hold here. The first one of this matchup, I believe, for the defenders here. And Owen choosing to bring out LO. Does he have the shotgun, though? That is the real question. That is the information that everybody wants to know, ladies and gentlemen. Does Owen have the FO12 in hand? Because this man is a fiend with shotguns. He loves them. No FO12 for Owen. 6 pick off onto the castle. It's interesting to see that they run the castle for the bottom floor and the top floor, but CC rather, but they don't run castle for master bedroom, which is more of the default strat. It's interesting to see that Onyx are doing it like that, but either way, Castle has proven to be quite beneficial for them so far. So I'd imagine that they've got some cool strats cooked up with Castle. Looking, no am I though. Or, well, there is a Jaeger. However, Jaeger nerf now makes it quite hard to hold CC rafters with just the ADSs like you used to be able to. Obviously, mine now makes things a whole lot easier. Obviously, the discs can just be thrown anywhere and a lot more prone to actually picking up grenades. However, Yoda here setting up the cades on the double garage means that unless the the attackers have a Thatcher, which indeed they don't, it's going to prove to be quite difficult for them to get rid of these cades unless they can sort of get nades deep into the rafters position here for the garage player to collect, possibly even the electric claws. That will be the end goal here, however. We're gonna have to see. What QUT can do. Angmo, a little bit of a skin change there, possibly to sharpen up the reflexes. I know that a skin change in a competitive game always makes me perform a little bit better, but we're going to see whether or not it's going to make Angmo perform any better on this roam here from Onyx. We do have an extension downstairs. We see Skonic on that shield just outside of stock, looking to hold that downstairs position. The wall now shortly to be opened up by the Maverick here. Zane just bucking off the soft destructible part. A little bit easier for him to Maverick trick here. No Aruni, so unlike the Jacuzzi wall, will be slightly easier for Maverick to open up here. Ghoul's going to have a little bit of an easier time getting this one ready to go for the boys. Look at this setup here from Skonic. The two castle barricades with a cheeky foot angle there onto the main double door, which is a normal entry point for most attackers. But hunting for some feet there. He's not going to be greeted by any of the QUT boys just yet. Adam also supporting from the bottom of garage. Pika inside of Con. He's going to know that one is over his side of the map. It is going to be Angmo, possibly yarnering in deep into Jim right now, supported by his teammate. Will be joined by Tim. Some shots through the wall. I'm going to connect. Pika's very quickly removed, though, by Ghoul inside of Master. A good pinch here for QUT. One frag on the board, but a minute 20 left for them to work with. They need con control. They're not going to go for garage. However, they are going to leave Zane just outside the main breach in case. But without clearing below, Skonic and Adam, with the C4s in hand, are going to be able to cause a lot of carnage here, especially if they manage to get into any of the default plant spots, because two C4s and a shotgun, I believe, was in the hands of Adam as well. It's going to be able to deny a lot of the default plant spots here for QUT, especially if Owen can call out the plants on the door. He will spot one there, but he's not going to be able to get the shot off. Angmo is in sight on the replicator, however. No, that's not the replicator. That is actually Angmo. Owen's only 1 HP. C4 comes out from Skonic, though, connects. Owen finds one onto Tim as well. A very quick 3v4 here for QUT. Onyx still have cash control. No C4 in the hands of Adam, but Goyo still with one to his name. Llama is going to be trying to get the diffuser down. Zane needs to cover from breach. Angmo will spot the head of castle and collect. However, Yoda finds Zane outside the breach. C4 from below will come through, but the bomb is down. Angmo still inside a cache. Llama's going to find one onto Yoda, and a very quick 2v2 here from QUT, making the best of a bad situation. Pre-fire from Skonic, not going to be able to find Angmo through the wall. Adam in sight, not going to be able to spot the Yana, walking straight on out. Very close to the diffuser now. He's got one outside of suicide. Will walk into cons. Not going to get spotted by the Capitao, who will not be able to collect the frag there, and Angmo goes down, but Llama with the angle will be able to collect Adam. The jump out from Skonic, though, and the headshot connects. Onyx, another round on the board, and a very big clutch. Almost losing with the man advantage there to QUT. Unfortunately, though, for QUT, Onyx are going to be able to clean up the round and ultimately walk away with a defuse and a little extra +1 on their round count, furthering the gap from QUT. Moving on to round number 5, I'd imagine we will see the return here to Gym Bedroom for Onyx. Proved to be a fruitful sight for them. However, QUT struggled just a little bit getting in. They got that first attack in downstairs, but they seem to be struggling now that Onyx has sort of found their stride, clearing out the remainder of these bomb sites. They are definitely seeming to be struggling a small amount getting into the bomb site. Well, not getting into the bomb site necessarily, but holding on to the bomb site control. They're definitely a little bit strugglesome, we should say, for QUT right now. But either way, Monash doing very, very well, closing out these rounds that they ultimately should be winning, and indeed are. And yeah, take my hat off to them. They're doing very, very well so far in this matchup, and we're going to see, I'd imagine, the very, very same cash hold that we saw last time. Aruni was 6-picked off by Owen, so no Aruni, no castle for a CC hold. Owen unfortunately missing out on that drone there. But a Malusi instead of the Aruni. Maybe the Aruni wasn't as beneficial as they'd hoped. But the Aruni still very good utility for them to play with. But Wamai and Jaeger are being bought in substitute for those Shurya gates. So a lot of grenade denial here for Onyx, but still Aruni did prove to be quite useful for them in that last round. Zane doing what Zane has done pretty much every round so far and getting that CC control very early for the attackers is going to be able to get rid of that Frost mat, and if Frost hasn't been spotted yet, they definitely know that she's on the board now for play. Pika will hear Capitao walking up into rafters. The swing from Jaeger. Will he spot the head? No. A lot of damage dealt, but a lot of damage dealt back onto Pika by Llama as well. Zane already with top red control, looking to cut off the Jaeger from his rotate back into Cash. However, the swing from Adam is going to do a little bit of damage to Zane. However, Mute goes away from that fight a little bit more worse for wear than the Buck is, and Pika is going to be able to drop downstairs with the help of Owen. I'd imagine an impact was used there to get that hatch open, to sort of drop him down through the hatch into blue there. But with Angmo on the con window here, Adam is somewhat trapped inside of Cash, and with Zane creeping up on the red rotate, we could see Adam very quickly removed from this round. Wall will be bucked open. Adam has the angle, but a C4 from Owen will collect Llama. Zane with a swing will find Adam, however, though. So a 1-for-1 trade here on the board for both teams. Favouring QUT, I would say, however, though, HP-wise. Pika looking a little bit worse for wear than Zane there. Main breach now also opened up by Ghoul, supported by Angmo, who has switched off that Yana onto more of a Sophia role. Zane now playing some vertical, looking to possibly find Pika off-site. However, playing inside of the bar is not necessarily where they'd imagine him to be, and still with Logi control. A vault into sight here from QUT. Bomb's going down. Angmo's going to find the entry onto one. Ghoul is also going to be getting the bomb down. However, Owen coming from behind. He's not going to spot the bathroom player. He will pick up the kill on the diffuser, however, though. Tagged up a little bit himself. He's going to get downed and finished off by Tim on the main windows, but Pika's going to find one onto Zane in a very quick 2v2, similarly to what Monash found themselves in last round. However, the post-plant positions here for the attackers slightly better than last. Yoda will find Angmo, however. Could go for the defuse here. However, Tim inside a con needs to fight Pika. He will win the gun on the ones here. 3 seconds on the defuse. Yoda's going to choose to stick it in a very, very ballsy play, but no, Tim through the wall. QUT. 0 point something seconds there left on that defuse time, and a very unfortunate pistol spray there if you're the Onyx member. Yoda going down to the pistol there, but a very big round from QUT. They needed that one on the board if they wanted to go into a possible 3. Could be the big one, a very big round from Tim. Obviously, 2 kills there to clutch things out in that round, but unfortunately for Monash, they couldn't make things work. They did last round, but they couldn't quite make it. Come to fruition this time.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
And Monash now choosing to, for their last defense, opt to go upstairs and give that master bomb site one more try to see if they can weasel one more round away here from QUT for a 4-2 split. Obviously, favouring them is going to be what they're aiming for. Frost being bought again here by Yoda. We didn't see any of the mats connecting onto the attackers, but the threat of a Frost mat being bought obviously is going to play on the minds of any good attacker. Obviously, if you're not too sure where a Frost mat is and you sort of jump into one, it's going to prove to be a little bit more painful than you'd have hoped, obviously. An insta-down from Frost mats, for anyone who doesn't know, possibly new to the game. Frost mats insta-down you, so that is why they are so good, but also quite easily removed. Just a couple of bullets and Frost mats, no longer for the round, obviously taken away if they are damaged just a small amount. So tit for tat when you are using the Frost. However, the C9 obviously now having that 1.5 and Frost ultimately getting that secondary shotgun. She's a pretty good pick in terms of the defensive side, but either way, Frost still being run here by Onyx, and Angmo outside of the con window, looking to possibly find a kill through the wall here onto one of the 3 members of Onyx over inside of Cash. I believe we see Adam, Pika, and I think it was Skonic on top red there here for the Monash team. So interesting lineup. Ghoul, however, doing what Ghoul has been doing best this whole matchup and opening up walls there with the Maverick. Angmo going to choose to now go open up the jacuzzi wall. Ghoul's going to hit a little bit of a drone time here. He will spot out Frost, however, not paying close attention to the whereabouts of what has been opened so far, but wall will now be opened up by Angmo. Yoda will hear this. Pika looking to actively aggress inside of Jim. Will be spotted out by Angmo. Lose about a little bit of his HP, however. Not too much that is going to cost him any detriment. He is going to be stuck on this rotate, however, though. Will be spotted out by the drone. He's going to manage to get through that rotate and away from the main windows. Owen situated inside of the bathroom, looking to take the first gunfights here on the entries from bathroom side. Jacuzzi breach fires are going to come out here for the Capitao from Llama. Stuns as well, I'd imagine, to come now from Angmo, and the entry onto site soon to come to fruition. Shield will be cleared here from Owen. The stun's going to come out, fire in the hallway as well, and here comes the entry onto the side, I'd imagine. Owen will have to rotate. Llama is going to be droning. No entry yet here from QUT. Still waiting for the execute. 5 on 5, 1 below. Llama will be going first, however, into the bomb site. Pika fighting Ghoul on the main window. Needs to win his fight here, but he's just holding for the walk-in. So is Yoda. They do have the information. Obviously, the echo on the board for Owen. Smoke's going to come out to block the prone angles. Pika's going to have to dump all these bullets, and on the entry, Adam finds one. Skonic as well, but Ghoul gets Pika. In a 3v4 from below, Ghoul's going to lose a lot of his HP to Adam. However, C4 will be called out onto the planner. C4 won't connect. It will down Angmo, however. Yoda's going to find 1 and 2 to connect and clean things up for Onyx. A very, very good round from them. Not flawless, but very close to it. C4 and shotgun combo from below here from Adam to clean things up. And a 4-2 split in favor of Monash. QUT, very, very good attempt there from them. However, I think waiting as long as they did, they gave the ability for Adam to rotate over to the bottom of that hatch there and use that C4 to deny the plan, as well as the shotgun. Obviously, a little bit of a spanner in the works for QUT. So the time there was not on their side. Obviously, they dumped a lot of their utility and then didn't act on it. Ultimately, I think is what caused them to lose that round. Because if they had acted on their utility, we could have seen a different round there, possibly one in favor of QUT, but right now, Monash going to walk away with that one in their hands and going to see the split here, first 6 rounds, and now QUT are going to have their attempt at the defense. Obviously, after 6 rounds, we do have a split from attack to defense. So QUT now opting to try their luck at the bomb site that they managed to take away from Onyx one time. Almost a second. Unfortunately, couldn't quite get it there. No, they did take it 2 times, actually. Tim with the clutch, as well as the first time they tried it. So, I mean, big rounds from QUT, but 2-4, not the end of the world on Clubhouse. Better than a 5-1 or even a 6-0 split here. I'd imagine QUT is going to be happy with the current outcome. But now they're on the defense. They're going to be able to see if they can pry any more rounds away from Onyx, possibly even equalize. We could see them win the first 2 to take us to 4-4. You never know. Adam on the sledge instead of the buck that was being run by Zane. On the top of main, he will be able to spot that shield out, whether or not Goyo chooses to peek here. Indeed, he will, and Adam's going to pick up a very early kill onto Tim. And that is not a good start for QUT. Goyo going to lose his life very early, first 30 seconds type deal here for QUT. One off the board. Monash looking pretty healthy. He's going to be able to open up the wall now. Yoda into security. One on the top of red, as well as Angmo inside of Cash. Will get tagged up through the wall by Ash. He's not going to be able to return any of the damage in favor. And Adam's going to pick up a second on the Angmo on the rotate out there through Con. Llama looking to replace now for his downed teammate. This M590 in hand for the swing onto the Con window. However, the player has already jumped into security, looking to clear into Cash now for control. Onyx, a little bit of damage dealt to Zane from the Goyo shield. He will spot one and he will manage to collect Skonic on the Maverick. A big frag here for the defenders to even things back out. However, Agoyo and Castle lost. And speaking of lost, will get traded out. Llama's also going to get down through the wall by Pika, so 2 for him. Just needs to confirm. Indeed, he will, and it's all up to Ghoul in a 1v4. Very, very early. I mean, halfway through this map, you're already in a 1v4. I mean, it's not looking good for QUT, but we could see Ghoul pull something off here if he can find a couple of these early picks. But Adam with 3 to finish things off. A very big round for Onyx in that first, well, their first attacking round anyway, in the second half here of this map. And a very quick up 5-2 here, Monash looking to possibly close it out. I mean, they only need 2 more rounds here, and QUT have not been able to equalize or get around on the board in a few rounds. So definitely seem to be struggling right now to keep up with Monash. Sledge shotgun call here from Adam, he reckons. Pika, a little bit cheeky. 6 pick here from Ghoul, though, so no nade denial from QUT, and a lot of nades being bought by Onyx, 4 actually, as well as all of Zophia's utility, but 2, 3 C4s possibly even for the defenders. So I'd imagine they're going to be looking to aggress on that upstairs vertical play quite a bit for impacts as well on the board. So a lot of impact trick ability here for QUT. Kate on the main hatch. Ghoul now setting up Con as well. Unfortunately, not being able to one-pump that hatch. It's a little annoying when it happens, but sometimes it does. It happens to the best of us. Zane on the Mozzie, though. Speaking of the scoreboard, we see QUT right now pretty well even spread out, 4 5s across the board. No one with more, no one with less. But on Onyx, also pretty even. I mean, 7-7, 6-5-5. I mean, that is pretty even, I would say, on both teams' cases. So both teams sort of sharing the love in terms of the kills. Obviously, good to see for the boys. But Angmo finding an early one onto Skonic. A very, very quick kill, very similar to the one that Adam found last round. Well, ultimately, that is your Maverick dying first again. The opening pick twice now for the attackers. Llama will spot Zofia going up to the top of rafters. He will get a little bit of damage onto Pika, but nothing too disastrous. Zane inside of CC, however, though, could be an issue here for Pika. He will get droned out and spotted. He's not going to choose to back away from his position. C4 will come out. It's not going to connect outside of Suicide. One person will now have control of that top rafters, with 2 of the Onyx boys there to support on the openers here, looking to possibly pick up Pika and Angmo, depending on if Angmo is still roaming. I do believe he is possibly, top red there, trying to support Zane the best way he can. However, these 2 players now locked inside a cash top red because Yoda holding that cross. He has Con locked down, so they can't necessarily get out of Con. They can still get out top red if Angmo manages to impact his teammate out here, but Yoda looking away just at the wrong time. He's not going to be able to spot Zane there. Angmo will find a second onto Pika, however, though. Yoda now with Con control. However, no kills on the board, and 2 players lost here for Monash. QUT are looking pretty good to walk away with this round in the bag unless Yoda can go big here and find these two players on the top floor. However, the swing from Zane is going to do a little bit more damage than he'd bargained for, and he is going to have to drop through the con hatch. Adam now trying to regress onto this gunfight with Owen coming up the red stairs. Not going to be able to spot Angmo, but Zane finds Adam. In a 2v5 here, Monash need to go huge to win this round. He will collect Angmo. Yoda now coming up top red to join his teammate. Will spot Mozzie, but Zane with another, quickly refragged by Yoda inside a cache in a 1v3. Yoda on low HP. This could be doable, especially with Ash, obviously the R4C. Very good rifle in the right hands. However, this positioning from Llama could prove to be quite detrimental to the clutch attempt here from Yoda. He needs a 4K to win this round, ladies and gentlemen. Could be possible. He needs to go huge, but with 20 seconds... I'd imagine it's not going to come to fruition. We'll drop into blue. Llama will hear this. He knows one's close by. A little bit of damage dealt, but the Cade is going to be able to quickly clean up what was left of Yoda. And QUT 3-5, starting to bring things back in their favour. A very nice little pre-fire there to close things out. And QUT, round on the board for them. Monash, unfortunately, couldn't quite get that round off. Obviously, the spawn peak there from Angmo picking up 2 kills there early in the round. Obviously, 1 on the roam and 1 on the entry there into cash. Very close to getting a third. Unfortunately, cleaned up by Owen on the ace. His staple character of play here that we saw even in the team lineup. A 6 pick from Tim. Legion onto a Mai for a CC cash. An interesting 6 pick, but a necessary one. Obviously, no Jaeger being bought in that lineup means that Wamai is going to be imperative to that garage hold, especially if the person who is playing garage, whether or not that is going to be Tim or Llama. I'd imagine it would be Tim, though. That is going to be an important set of utility to have. Obviously, nades in this game are not forgiving. We didn't get to see Onyx use their nades last time, unfortunately, due to the fact that Adam, as well as I believe it was Skonic, both are dying very, very quickly in that round. So ultimately, no nades were used, and Jaeger was not necessarily needed by QUT. However, they've decided to bring Wamai for the run. Angmo on another spawn peak here. Could be punished by Monash if they manage to drone him out, but I don't think they have spotted him just yet, and no one did actually spawn on the south side of the map here out the main gate. So Angmo is going to have to walk away from that spawn peak with no kill in his hands, but either way, he's not going to be too upset about not picking himself up an early kill. Wall to be opened up here. A very similar strat from QUT being used, similar to the one that Monash was pulling off with the Goyo downstairs outside the con door. But Angmo will find the opening pick again onto Yoda. Down goes the Ash very early and retreats all the way downstairs to the bottom floor here, QUT. A very good opening pick. Owen not going to be able to refrag onto his teammate here. Wall now looking to be opened up by Onyx. Maverick still in play. Angmo could spot the head of the rappel player here. This is a hard angle to contest as an attacker. However, on defense, it is slightly easier. But Pika choosing to not peek, probably the best idea for him in his current situation. Skonic opening up the wall, will be able to clear out that reinforcement relatively quickly here. Using the new Maverick trick that was discovered by YouTubers / content creators around. Instead of doing the whole wall, you only need to do the sort of middle parts of both of these walls. Ghoul losing a lot of his HP, as well as Owen losing a lot of his HP. And Angmo finding a second kill for himself on a Pika just outside the main breach / blue. And he's going to go all the way downstairs again to hide. He's going to return back up master side. Possibly could get the flank on Owen here. Proning actually inside of Con. Prone when. The flank will be called, however, though. So they know the position of Angmo. I'd imagine that's why Owen left his daily prone session to go and have a little look. Adam now downstairs looking to hunt for this kill. SMG 11 in hand. And Owen's actually going to be able to pick it up. Down goes Angmo. I believe either through the hatch or inside a master. I'm not too sure where Angmo was actually just fragged out. But either way, Angmo falls downstairs, I believe, on stage. Indeed it is. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Removed from the rest of this round. But look at the time. 25 seconds. Tim's going to find one onto Adam as well. And it's now looking a little bit more difficult for Onyx to pull this off. 2v4, vertical angles from below as well. And with 15 seconds left on the round, they need to either find these kills, and they're going to choose to drop for them. Oh, when? It's going to be blocked out by the castle barricade, choosing to Selma it open with very little time left. The bomb is not going down here, ladies and gentlemen. They're hunting for some kills. Not going to find a single one. Zane gets Skonic and Tim gets Owen. Another round for QUT. 4-5 right now. Very close to evening things out. Only one round of difference between the two teams now. Very well done by QUT. As I said, a defender-sided map, and Onyx just don't look like they really know how to attack it as efficiently as they did defend it. But either way, very good from QUT. Monash looking to possibly close things out here. They need to get 2 rounds on the board. That's all they need to finish this first map to take us on to the second. We will be playing Oregon. Very, very good map for, I'd imagine, both of these teams. A in-meta current map is always a good map to be playing on. A 6-pick there from Amai on to the Rooney, however, though. Very similar lineup of operators that was being bought by Monash. Whether or not this is the new sort of Pro League norm setup, I'm not too sure. Being bought out here by QUT as well as Monash, but both teams running very similar strats, it seems, on all of the bomb sites so far. Obviously, a couple of the operator lineups have been sort of switched out with the obviously reworks, etc., for some operators. So definitely interesting to see how the strats have changed. Obviously, Frost, as I said, now that she's been made a little bit more relevant by the devs, she's going to be used a lot more, and used she indeed is. Obviously, the 1.5. The shotgun as well, very, very useful kit. Angmo will spot the head of one. He's not going to be able to collect onto any of the Oryx members, though, but a lovely pre-fire. Down goes Yoda outside of blue. Angmo, a big pick to start things off, and again, Yoda, the first pick going down on the roamer there. Zane still setting up rotates here at the top of red for himself, with Pika already having the top garage control. However, he's going to have to drop back down. Llama is going to go down to Adam, though, so evening things out inside of Logi. Will collect one and a second. Ghoul choosing to swing on rounds, not going to prove to be beneficial for him in any way, shape, or form. And Logi control, largely site control here for Onyx. Whether or not they know that none of the members for QUT are actually on site here is a different choice. I mean, Angmo still has downstairs control, but other than that, they've allowed Tim to sort of rotate back into Jim. So Tim now with the 90 control. Possibly Angmo looking to join him here. Zane still with top red. So Monash not too able to capitalize on... Oh, a double from Angmo from the kitchen. Finds 2 and Tim with 1 on the Pika. Very big round for Onyx, but very quickly dismantled single-handedly by Angmo from below. Zane losing a lot of his HP, almost losing out the gunfight, but no, he's going to be able to clean things up. And the P10 Roni ultimately beating out the AK-12. I never thought I'd see the day, ladies and gentlemen, where that happened, but a big round from QUT when it was all cleaning up. Here's the double C4 again. Boom. Logistics cleaned out by Angmo. Triple for him. Obviously, the spawn peak. Well, not the spawn peak, but the very early pick as well. Very big round from Angmo. Single-handedly keeping QUT in this game. I mean, some big kills for him right now. Taking us into the latter portion of this matchup. Obviously, coming down to the last few rounds here. Pika on the 6th pick. To the Jackal, looking to actively clear out Angmo here, but Zane now on that Oryx. This is going to be an interesting roam game here for QUT. Church Arsenal now for QUT. Obviously, winning that upstairs bomb site means that it is locked, and we aren't in OT, so it's not going to be unlocked just yet for them to play with. I mean, look at QUT. Angmo on 12, Zane very close by with 8, and Tim, respectively, keeping up with 7. Ghoul and Llama 4 and 6, but they are playing more of the support roles, so they are doing a lot of work to give the ability to these roamers / fraggers to get their kills. I mean, you know, without Ghoul, there's no rotates. Without Llama, there's no Cade. You know, the hatches are not electrified. So, you know, the attackers can get in easier. So they are, while they may not have, you know, 700 million kills, they are still doing a lot of important stuff here for QUT and ultimately winning them rounds. Let's be honest, they are winning them rounds. But speaking of winning rounds, Onyx going to try and win a couple of their own here to possibly close this out. If they don't, QUT, with the momentum they have gained in this second half, definitely could be on to take this first map and chuck us into the second. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not they can keep up the speed and, well, pure aggression, let's be honest, that they've had these couple of rounds. I mean, Angmo, super aggro, just pretty much on everybody. Zane with the jump up angle there onto the garage door, walk in inside of CC. I think that Monash have actually chosen to give up on this position. They are now opening the walls, however, with Owen's ace charges. So maybe not fully giving up on the position. However, one player will be close by. It's going to be Angmo who's going to get spotted out. However, Adam will find Ghoul. A lot of HP lost, but blue control here for Monash. Ultimately, a pretty good trade, if you ask me. A little bit confused there, Ghoul. Not too sure how he got down blue, but Skonic will also find one on Angmo upstairs. And very quickly, looking like it could be a good round for Onyx. They're not going to have to worry about a C4 coming out from below and killing half the team this round because Angmo obviously gone, removed, and down. Blue control has, I believe, been given up by Adam, unless he is now deep in sight. I think he's actually chosen to move back to the bottom of Secret. Llama with motor control could be a little more of an issue. Yep, indeed he will. He's going to find the entry. However, Owen finds one. A little bit of damage dealt to the person inside the back of the bomb site. However, Zane and Llama need to clean this round up. Owen with the bomb in hand is going to start putting it on the floor. A minute left here for them to work with. Zane with the swing into the site, though, loses 50 HP. However, bomb does not go down. Pika will find Zane on the refrag, and the last player here for QUT resides inside a moto. Bomb has been retrieved and will start going down, but before it hits the floor, Scott going to clean things up. Llama goes down, and ultimately the round that Onyx needed to put them back on track to try and win this matchup for the first map glory. Obviously, 2 more possibly could follow on from this. We could only see 1, you never know, but there is the possibility that 3 maps could be played tonight. Monash doing well, though. Match point now obviously in their favour. They need 1 more round to close things out. It's going to be whether or not they can find this round. They had a pretty good start there, collecting Angmo and Ghoul on the top and bottom floor, respectively. Obviously, the send there from, I believe, Yoda down into blue, proving to be quite fruitful for the attackers, obviously picking up that entry kill inside of blue and then following that up with one on to Angmo on the top floor. So a pretty good entry there from Monash, doing well to get those early picks. But QUT now, on a bomb site they've already won. Monash now need to clear this bomb site a little bit better than they did last time. QUT, though, Cade being bought. Mute as well, paired with obviously the Wamai for Rafters Hold. It's interesting to see that the Wamai is opting to run the AUG instead of the MP5 or the 1.5, but while the MP5 has the 1.5 and the faster fire rate, you do trade off a lot of the damage. So damage over a gun that hits like a truck, I know which one I would rather have. Angmo, another spawn peak here for him. However, no members of the Onyx boys are going to be on that side of the map again. They've started gravitating away from Angmo's spawn peaks. It's almost like they know exactly where he's situated on the map, and they actively avoid it. Other than that one time they got double C4'd, but we don't talk about that, ladies and gentlemen. Llama, a little bit of his HP lost already at the top of red. I'd imagine the prone angle there, possibly the repel angle, dealing a little bit of damage to him through the drone hole, losing a little bit more even. Possibly, I believe it's Buck on the repel. I'm not too sure if it's... sorry, not Buck. It would have been Adam or Pika, possibly. Most likely Pika, actually. But either way, damage dealt is damage dealt. Llama losing a lot of his HP. Very close on the wall here. Ghoul looking to get aggressive, possibly find a C4 kill, maybe even some shotgun damage onto any of the Onyx players. But Skonic is largely going to be uncontested, opening up this wall, and open up the wall indeed he will. Now to be cleared out by his teammate's utility, which will be Sledge's job later in the round. Angmo still inside a bar lurking. There's going to be an issue for the attackers unless they can drone him out and deal with him respectively. Ghoul will spot out the drone inside of Master. However, whether or not Angmo was actually spotted downstairs, I'm not too sure, but I'd imagine he will be soon. No, Owen not droning downstairs, he's actually droning Con for the entry here for Yoda. Nade coming through the breach. A lot of utility being dumped here by Monash. Sophia stuns, nades, all of that good stuff going through the breach there. Angmo still below. I'd imagine a C4 still in hand for him. Could be big to pick up a couple kills on anyone aggressing into Con. However, flanks actively being watched by Onyx now. C4, I believe, did just come out from Angmo, but it's not going to connect onto the feet of Yoda, who's going to walk away with all of his HP intact. And Angmo now looking to return to the bomb site over by White Ways. However, Ghoul will find Owen, I would imagine, inside of Con. Down he goes after the wall opens up. And a lovely shot from Mute, but cleaned up by Adam. Very quick swing from him, and the refrag there for Onyx in their favour. Vertical play still here for QUT. Zane below, paired with Angmo. Maybe not a C4, but Super Shorty in hand. Proved to be difficult for Monash to get in here. Now returning to top red, Tim's going to find Pika, however. Adam's going to go down as well. Skonic losing a lot of his HP. Tim with a second. Yoda will find one. However, Zane collects Skonic, and it's all up to Yoda. He will collect one. He's going to be able to get rid of the Malusi. 6 seconds left on the board. He needs 2 kills. He's not going to be able to find any of them in cash. He's not going to be able to collect the bomb either. And QUT even things out. We're going to OT, ladies and gentlemen. 6-6. On the board. Unfortunate for Monash there. The opening pick proving to be quite fruitful, but unfortunately QUT, a little bit of better positioning there towards the end of it, cleaning things up. Obviously Monash couldn't quite get where they needed to be to get that bomb down, but either way, bomb didn't go down, and QUT netted themselves another round. No 6 picks so far, it seems, here for either team. And QUT getting defense on the split would be rather happy if they were themselves. Obviously, defense, as I said at the start, defender-sided map, so QUT are going to be pretty happy right now. No castle, though, being bought by QUT. So no castle variant here that we saw both of these teams sort of attempting to run during the middle stage of this round, of this map, sorry. Obviously, possibly a little bit more of a bunker-like strategy with the hatches all closed. However, this top floor roam is still going to be bought by QUT. Obviously, some utility upstairs, supported by a couple of the members from the roaming party. Obviously, Ghoul possibly teamed up with Zane. He is indeed on the top floor. So Cash looking like they want to hold on to that, as well as the jacuzzi wall is pretty standard to what they've been doing so far, with the hatches all reinforced. So somewhat of an SSG, however, no castle being bought. So can you really call it an SSG? Probably not, but either way, SSG attempt, SSG variant is what we're going to call it. Zane now is going to get spotted out by a drone here. Could be wall banged, however, Oh, a lovely shot from Zane. Adam goes down, folded like a piece of paper outside the gym window. The impact there to clear the drone. Interesting utility usage here from Zane. However, a pick on the board and one onto Adam nonetheless. The nades go down. Two still left in the hands of Skonic, however. Adam, no longer for this game. Ultimately, one of the heavy frag go-getters for Onyx here, especially with those nades in hand. He's been doing a lot of the entry work here for Onyx. Yoda hasn't been able to really pick up too many opening kills in terms of obviously being the sort of dedicated Ash entry player. Adam has been doing really well on the flex support side of things. So shots to Adam, unfortunately no longer for this round, cleaned out by Zane. Very nice shot, but top floor control here for Onyx. Looking to drone themselves down now into the middle floor. Pika with red control, establishing that there is no more roam presence on the top floor here for QUT, and indeed that all the way down to the bottom floor it's relatively safe for them to take into now. So Yoda will drop. He's going to have bar control, sort of holding that lounge flank side of things. Now Skonic's going to start opening up the moto hatch here. One inside of moto, however, I believe being Angmo, ready and waiting to possibly pick up the head of Maverick here. However, hatch is going to open up. Drone hasn't come out here, so Angmo hasn't been spotted, but very quickly taken out by Skonic on the rotate back to site. Evening things back out to a 4v4. Z-ping being called there. Nades in Skonic's hands could clear that Malusi. However, speaking of nades, Zane will find Pika on the frag. A lot of players situated inside of Church here. Ace looking to open up the wall for the execute. Ash Charge comes out there to try and clear out the Wamais. Oh, when a little bit of drone work's going to be able to sort of determine how many people are in the side. He will spot two. However, whether or not he knows really how many people are actually going to be close by is a different question. The execute here for Monash. One will go down to Ghoul. Yoda's going to find one on the Llama, however. Tim goes down as well. It's all up to Ghoul. 1 HP for Yoda. He finds one onto Skonic, but QUT managed to snake the round off the back of Zane. Hiding inside of blue, the Ash could not quite find the frags that he needed, and ultimately QUT take us to OT match point. They snake it away from Monash, down 4-2, might I add, on the split. Currently up 7-6 in max OT. Well, not max OT. Very soon to be max OT if Monash can win this round. But OT nonetheless for QUT right now. It's not looking too good for Onyx. Onyx seem to be struggling now. They had their momentum, but they've lost a lot of that momentum moving into the latter end of this game. I mean, the attack side from Onyx only winning 2 rounds. I mean, QUT have done very well to win 5. Obviously, a 4-2 split. They've done really well winning 5 defenses, only giving Monash the ability to take 2. So, I mean, really well played by QUT so far. Monash, I'd imagine, a little bit upset with the performance at the moment. However, they are still doing relatively well. Yoda with 11. 3 players from Onyx on double digits, might I add. Skonic very close to joining that club, whereas QUT only Zane and Angmo very close to 10 as well is Tim. So almost 3 there for QUT. However, Monash like to share the love, it seems, a little bit more in terms of everyone getting frags, and a little bit more of an even scoreboard here for them. But either way, scoreboard doesn't mean anything when you're down, and Monash are currently down. So they need to close this round out here, and QUT need to see what they can do to close out the map. Sledge rappelling up to the main wall now. Going to start opening things up with Maverick. Angmo joining Llama on that jacuzzi balk. Will get a little bit of damage onto Pika there. Whether or not he actually spotted him through that window, I'm not too sure. But either way, Angmo not going to be able to collect that frag just yet. Sledge now opening up a little portion of the wall here for Maverick to play with. Only 2 sledge holes made, though, there, so I'm interested to see whether or not that's like a little strat they've got going on. or maybe those are just the holes they need, obviously, to open up the small parts of the wall. I did say that we can open things up. Peak is going to start things off with a frag onto Zane. And Monash looking good here for their defensive round. A little bit of damage done early on means that QUT already put in the man deficit. However, a minute and 20 seconds about to go by, and only one frag. Still doable here for Monash, but QUT, retrospectively, still doable for them, especially with that frag that Ghoul's just managed to pick up on the Skonic. No double digits for him just yet, unless we see another round coming out here for both of these teams. Adam loses that gunfight to Ghoul. The swing from the Maverick goes down. He manages to collect one. Onyx not looking too good here. 4v3 for them. They still have time to play with on their side. Pika is tagged up a little bit, but with Logi's control still here for Yoda, it's going to prove to be quite difficult for QUT to clear these positions out unless they can get this hatch open and move Frost from that position. But with no soft breach on the board, Sledge obviously being taken out very early, they're going to have a difficult time getting that hatch open unless they choose to rotate the race. But Owen here, dropping off downstairs to play the Echo drones inside of Pool. Pika with a lovely angle onto Condor, might I add. Is going to miss the player who walks straight on in. Very quickly traded out, though, by Yoda. Not traded, sorry. Fragged out by Yoda. Angmo goes down on the entry. 30 seconds left here for QUT to play with. Ghoul needs to get into Logi, but he can't seem to make it through that rotate there. Yoda has control of the door. Ghoul also close by. Owen goes down below. However, though, the Llama will be finished off relatively quickly. 15 seconds left here for QUT to play with. Pika will pick up one onto Tim. Close bomb is going to be cleared out by Ghoul, but Pika with a triple will find Ghoul. It's all up to Llama, and Pika with 4 big kills to keep Onyx in this matchup. Jaeger going absolutely ham that round to keep them in the game. Onyx fight on with one more chance. Maximum OT on map number 1. You said it was going to be 50-50 in the vote, ladies and gentlemen, and 50-50 it is. I mean, big rounds from both of these teams, ultimately round for round at this point. A very big round from Pika. 4 kills for him, clutching things out. Obviously, something that Onyx needed. Could have gone in favor of QUT. I mean, obviously, they got those pretty big openers. Let's be honest. It should have been a QUT round, but Pika just chose to show up, and there you go. A round for Monash on the board. They can't complain. They're going to have to try attack again, though. And QUT are going to be returning to arguably one of the stronger bomb sites, CC Cash.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
With Llama inside of the garage, setting up his electric claws like he has been so far. Ghoul also setting up that main wall with the shotgun holes that make it a little bit harder to Maverick trick. However, the Sledge Buck sort of combo being bought by both of these teams, clearing out that soft wall, makes it a lot easier for Maverick to do his job at the end of the day. So not too much of an issue for the QUT, well, sorry, for the Monash boys. Well, both teams, they've both been doing it. So just going to prove to use a little bit of utility, and other than that, will be cleared out relatively quickly, I'd imagine, by Monash. However, QUT bringing out that downstairs strategy that they had last time, proving to be an issue. Whether or not Monash choose to clear it this time could be the be and end all of this map right now. I mean, that downstairs control ultimately did cost them. Last time we saw them attempt to attack this bomb site, obviously the C4s, as well as just the presence below. I mean, it was definitely an issue for them to get rid of. However, Yoda starting things off very early, opening up that castle barricade. This is where that utility clearing is going to come out here for the Monash boys. QUT, they need to hold on to these positions. Yoda, however, is going to give it up. Angmo is close by to support Zane downstairs. Some shots through suicide there, almost cleaning up Yoda. Sonic just outside of garage, possibly going to go Maverick trick this open wall, this main double wall here on the bottom of garage to possibly clear out Tim from rafters, with the nades being bought by Adam and Skonic. 4 in the hands of the attackers here. QUT, a minute 30 burned here by the Roamers. They still look a little bit lost as to how to contest this bottom floor play from QUT here, but Onyx still have a lot of utility to get rid of these positions. Zane has been forced back into the bottom of the garage, supported by Angmo still. So Angmo still has not left, which means that this is good to see from QUT. Obviously, the supporting gameplay here from them means that this downstairs position has actually just been completely pretty much locked down. However, Castle's going to start being opened up here. Adam's going to be able to open that one up with the sledgehammer. Angmo will find one onto Skonic, however, putting them in a good ways to start this round off well. But with a minute left, a lovely shot from Adam to refrag onto Angmo, 4v4. QUT with a minute left. Llama's going to find Pika. Zane still inside of Lounge, however, though. It's going to find Sledge, the down and confirm onto Adam for Zane here. A 4v2 in favour of QUT. Monash need to find 4 big kills here on the entry. Defuse it in the hands of O. When should I say that? Llama will find him relatively quickly. 2 for him in this round. It's all up to Yoda in a 1v4 with 39 seconds left. Max OT here for the map. It's going to go down to Llama. QUT, good half from them, and very well played so far to take it all the way to the end, going down 4-2 on the split, obviously. I mean, they did very well to bring it all the way back, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, a max OT game there. QUT did really well winning those defenses. Ultimately, Onyx could not quite keep up. 4 double digits, though, from Onyx. We did manage to see Yoda breach that barrier. We also did see 3 double digits there from the Onyx boys as well as QUT boys. They did really well. But, I mean, as I was saying, I mean, down 4-2 on the split. QUT obviously weren't looking too good going into that second half, and they did really well. I mean, Onyx only winning 1 or 2 rounds, I believe it was, on their attack to obviously take us to 6-6. Then obviously it was round for round to 7-7, and then ultimately QUT just had a better round there to finish things off 8-7. But we will be cutting to a very short break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back for map number 2. We will return shortly with Oregon. Don't go anywhere. We will return shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, was muted on VMix. Welcome back to the second half here, second map. Oregon, first map, obviously Clubhouse going in favour of QUT after a very big fight back all the way to the end. On a 4-2 split, they've done really well to pull themselves all the way back to an 8-7 victory, obviously max OT. They did do really well, though, nonetheless, to get themselves in that position. A couple of big rounds, obviously round 5, that 1v2 there from Tim. Stuff like that really put QUT up in obviously the winning spot. I mean, they've managed to take map 1, and we will now be moving on to map number 2, Oregon. And we're going to see what both of these teams can pull out for Oregon. I'd imagine we're going to see some pretty normal stuff. Oregon, obviously more of a meta map than Clubhouse. A lot more play time we see. Well, it depends really on the league. You see a lot of Clubhouse in a lot of Malaysian Asian leagues, but in OCE we do see a lot of Oregon. We do see a lot of Cafe. So Oregon being bought, not interesting. But let's start things off with the bans. Thatcher, very, very normal ban to see here first. QUT starting on defense. We saw that they were very, very good on defense in that last half. Obviously, 4-2 down on their attack and then all the way to 6-6, ultimately 8-7. They did really well on defense, closing out a lot of those clutch rounds that they needed to be winning for Monash to sort of ultimately not catch up. Capitao, however, now being banned. We did see Capitao utilized a couple of times by Llama in that last game and ultimately did cause a little bit of issue for the defenders when Capitao was being bought. Obviously, he was firing off like Logi and the hallway and top of master, top main, obviously smoking off the prone angles as well. So, I mean, yeah, the Capitao ban, purely a good ban for, well, the people obviously no longer going to be able to bring Capitao. Wamai as well being taken off the board. Oregon, obviously, you rely on that Wamai to hold down blue. So now that Wamai is off the board, holding down pillar / blue is going to prove to be a bit of an issue for QUT here. Whether or not they choose to extend beyond the elbow is a different question, obviously. And then Mirror, obviously a pretty standard ban on Oregon. Obviously, you don't want any bottom floor holds. Obviously, Mirror on the bottom floor, even on the top floor, even on the middle floor. Mirror on this map is really, really good. So good to see that they've chose to keep the bans regular. No crazy picks right off the start here. And some new players, though. Major Melk coming in for QUT. And Aho on Monash. Angmo choosing to disappear for this matchup. Did very well last game, ultimately keeping his team close to moving through.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Oh, sorry, not Angmo. I can't remember who it was, sorry. Very sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Angmo's still here. He's on QUT, the team that won. That's right. Angmo looking to carry his team all the way through to possibly a second win here. If not, obviously, we will be seeing Cafe, our third map. But right now, second map, Oregon. If it goes anything like the first, I'd imagine we could possibly see QUT walking away with it just based on who got defense first. Obviously, QUT on defense have proven to be quite a good side. So on the defense especially, they have their holds down. They've practiced. You know, they're super, super confident in how they hold. So I'd imagine on a map like this as well, that is relatively default and pretty straightforward, that they're going to be able to sort of hold on to these areas and sort of, well, defend. I mean, Monash, as we saw on Clubhouse, didn't do as well as they did on defense, sort of holding on to the positions that they had sort of made up. But Aho does have control of Garage here. Hatch will be opened up behind him, so the Claymore there will be to try and stop anyone trying to push down that hatch to possibly flank him. Pika joined by Skonic, looking to get that wall open on T3. Aho still waiting for the drop here from the Armory player. He's still looking to hunt this frag early in the round. Adam inside a pillar. Just downstairs, making sure that no one's coming up to try and collect the frag on him. Skonic will now be looking to try and clear this mute jammer. However, it will be called out finally by Pika, who's actually managed to jump his drone right on past into the attic. So, mute jammer not doing what a mute jammer is intended to do there, and the drone will be able to slip by. And Zane will ultimately be droned out. And losing a lot of HP. Zane's actually going to fall. Pika going to be able to break that shield with the Zofia charge there. And down he falls to a lot of fire through the fire and the flames. He will not be returning to the bomb site. Zane now gone forever, returning to Ash. And Pika picking up an early kill here for Monash. QUT down a man. Out of control here now for QUT. For Monash. Obviously, the QUT boys still have Angmo posted up inside a trophy with the control of Pit, but Llama's going to start things off. That's Diffuser down, however, falls into the Claymore, manages to almost snipe it, but dodges it very, very stealthily, might I add. Not going to be able to shoot it, but off screen. Team's going to go down with a run out from Llama to get a double onto Adam. Pika onto Angmo, however, a double for him. Close on the door. Aho now, both choosing to prone, and Aho winning out over an XD from Owen. Major's going to collect one onto Skonic, and a 1v2. Diffuser down, however, though. The attackers need to go collect it. C4's going to come out here from the mute, so he can rotate over the sound cue, sort of using it there to rotate on out to the top white bench here to try and hold the push into the side. He will spot one, the down onto Pika. It's a 1v1 now against Aho. The Ash is the only person left here for Monash, holding on to things. Shotgun in hand. He's not going to win that fight. And the sub already proving to be beneficial for Onyx. And they win their first round on Oregon, even with the kit down. A big round from the Ash. And Monash. Round one on Oregon. Let's have a look at this run out again. Manages to get straight outside, cleaning up the frag onto Adam. Pika off screen, obviously picking up Angmo. The double prone fight, and unfortunately Aho closes things out. If you're QUT, probably not too happy about losing that round. Obviously, you knew you had Diffuser down. Llama downstairs was able to sort of secure that knowledge for the team, and Monash did not have the time available to go and retrieve the Diffuser. But unfortunately for them, no Diffuser on the floor means no round one, and QUT aren't going to be able to get in so far to get a score on the board. Just yet anyway. Obviously the first round is always an interesting one to see, but Monash have done very well to pry it away, finally winning themselves a round and putting themselves in the lead. First time they've been in the lead for a few rounds now against QUT. Obviously there was the match point, but then QUT sort of came back to snipe that one away from them. Very well done, may I add, as well. So QUT off that momentum could be having a little bit of a slow start here on Oregon, but either way, they've got some interesting strategies that they're breaking out of the box, and we're going to see whether or not Monash can get through. The rotate here, instead of the double Rio, is going to allow Zane to roam inside of the rear stage area, possibly supported by a player in pit. Whether or not they open that up just so he can go shoot drones and then Rio it off, I'm not too sure. If it's, yeah, I think that's what that go was there. Trying to shoot some drones maybe for some early info. Maybe try and remove some of the pre-placed sort of drones they had inside the tower. But either way, he's going to return back through that rotate into the bomb site, and he is going to have the ability here to keep his life for a little bit longer than he would have possibly kept it if he had been roaming, obviously. Owen now clearing through into small tower here for his entry fragger, Pika. Looking to get a little bit spicy. We see Major coming down white there to contest. So a sub for both teams. We see Aho and Major coming into the fray. So a sub both ways. Major possibly going to be droned out here by Owen. Whether or not he was spotted, I do not know. But Llama inside of Armory. A little bit of an altercation here with Skonic trying to find that opening kill again. No Diffuser in the hands of Skonic, but a nade is going to be in his hand, and it will find Llama inside of Armory. So down goes the Goyo very early, but Major finds Pika downstairs. Very unfortunately misdroned there. Owen's not going to be able to spot out the person playing very close to the bottom white. Aho will be able to set up that same Claymore, though. So now, if they can manage to get trophy control and anyone tries to come up Armory, they're not going to be able to rotate unless they want to, well, explode. Obviously, Aho covering his tracks very well. Nomad here to block off Angmo. He's going to see if he can try and remove it. But a rotate, I believe, it seems, has been called here for Onyx, looking like they want to just sort of send it through the main double window. They've moved all of their player presence to bottom white / main double, and we could see Skonic and Aho just send it up white here with Adam and I believe it's Owen on the main double window, sort of just choosing to jump in. But with 50 seconds left, we still have a smoke on the board. Air jab will get shot there by Major, so not going to send him flying. Nade's going to come out, so not going to pick up Tim. First Toxic Babe to come out here will be trying to just block off white with one on Kids Repel. This is definitely going to be a double window execute into the site here. No cross being held so far for Major here, sort of stuck inside, but Zane will be able to collect Owen on the repel to support Zane there. Aho's going to have to back off down white. Mujamma being rotated to possibly help support Major. Major, speaking of, will find Adam as well. A double for him in this round, 20 seconds left, and Onyx need to get into the site somehow or pick up 4 kills magically, starting with 1 onto Tim. Skonic will get the first. Aho already did big in round 1, but he's not going to do big this round. A triple for Major. We could see the subs going round for round here on big rounds. Pre-fires coming through, but Angmo to close things out. QUT. And so with a round of their own on the board, and Onyx unable to keep it up and put one more on top to further their lead. But, I mean, what can you expect? QUT, a very good round from them, and ultimately they put it in the bag. 3 big kills from Major, similar to the 3 kills we saw Aho get last round. So, 2 or 3 it was. But the subs coming in big right now, getting some kills on the board, ultimately clutching out these rounds that need to be won. No 6 picks, it seems, could come out here from QUT. I'd imagine there will be. Zane choosing to get off the K to move on to the Oryx. Jaeger being bought by Major. A laundry supply hold here for QUT, and it looks like they want to extend into Elbow. However, 6 flashbangs, 2 nades, and Zophia's full utility, plus Ash's breaching rounds are going to prove to be quite an issue for 3 very measly, may I add, ADSs. Maybe old Jaeger could have stopped 9 of those flashbangs, but right now he's not going to be able to do too much in terms of obviously holding on to Elbow due to the Jaeger nerf. So surprised to see that with my band, QUT are actually still opting to try a hold into Elbow. I am quite surprised by that, but you never know. Maybe they've got the best elbow player in the world, you know. Maybe Tim is cracked on the sticks and can hold elbow better than anyone I've ever seen hold elbow before. But I'm not going to know until we see it happen. So we're going to see whether or not QUT can pull it off this round. Upstairs roam here for Zane. So an extension for QUT nonetheless. Monash are going to have to clear out the entirety of that top floor, with Aho starting things off, moving into the bottom of tower here. Live droning himself, supported by Adam. I believe as well Owen doing some drone work for him too. They're going to quickly nomad off that rotate on the top floor that Oryx made for himself inside of Attic. However, speaking of Oryx, still upstairs, just sort of looking to cause a bit of trouble. And Major's going to go down to Aho very quickly at the bottom of tower stairs. That's not a pick you want to be losing so quick in the round. I mean, 40 seconds, your pillar play is already dead, and now needs to be replaced by Llama, who has already pushed all the way up to replace his dead teammate. But a big pick there from Aho. I mean, as I said, sub v sub. Right now, Aho's coming out on top, and Major is going to be on cams for the rest of this round. Angmo now looking to possibly try and get a refrag. Impacts the Malusi. Zane will get said refrag, though. He's going to find one on the Pika. Angmo could collect one for himself momentarily. Not going to be able to find the person on the back stairs. The drone will spot him. He's going to lose a lot of HP, however. To the person inside a meeting, stuck on the green door, manages to weasel away, but Sonic with the pistol and Adam with the AR. Angmo and Zane both on 1 HP, cleaned up inside a kitchen by Monash. Oh, unfortunately for Angmo, he got stuck on that door, and I'm assuming that the shot that Skonic just hit, I mean, he was holding close right, but he managed to flick. I mean, it looked like he flicked anyway. Double there for Adam. We'll collect Llama inside a pillar. It's all up to Tim here. 3 smokes. 2 are going to come out. It's just going to walk straight on in. He goes down. That's diffuser in hand here for Tim. This could be big for him. The M590. He's going to choose to reload instead of swinging with that shotgun. I don't know if he hears the player very close by. The shots will give away the position, however, of Aho. However, swing onto the pillar door. He's going to get shot in the back by Aho. And Ash, another frag playing that shield close by. He's just going to be able to collect the frag onto the smoke player there in a very big round. I mean, another big round for Monash. Moving on to round number 4. I mean, QUT doing pretty well, but Ahau doing well on the Ash, obviously entering there. Some pretty big kills for him, starting things off with Jaeger, obviously, and then picking up that last kill there inside of blue. So, I mean, no complaints if you're Monash Onyx, obviously wanting to get rounds on the board away from QUT, who seem to thrive on defense. You never know, though. They could attack Oregon really well. They definitely seem to defend Clubhouse really well. So, defending, however, on separate maps isn't always translated onto every map. You can have sort of variations, obviously more attacker-sided maps, more defender-sided maps, etc., etc. So interesting to see so far that QUT are down. But as I said just before, early stages right now, so we can't really call too much. But Monash doing well, 2 rounds on the board. We could see another 4-2 split, you never know, but Onyx did well last time to take us to a 4-2 split in their favour, but QUT, these roams, proving to be a bit of an issue for Onyx to deal with. However, even still, they are dealing with them relatively decently. I mean, they managed to clear out most of the roamers before they get back. So while it may take them a significant amount of time, 1 to 2-ish minutes, which only leaves them a minute for, vertical play, hatches, execute, they are still getting these roamers. So while the time is being burnt by QUT, not necessarily guaranteeing them rounds on the board. However, QUT doing very well to waste this time and give the remaining site players as much advantage as they can. And Monash, they're just doing really well to capitalize so far on these positions. I mean, Pika, Skonic, Ahau have been doing really well on the entries and just sort of picking up these kills either very early or, when they're roaming back to the bomb site, sort of returning back towards the safety, obviously, of said bomb site. Major there getting a little bit bamboozled by his teammates' alibi there. Angmo through the wall, though, very close to finding a kill of his own inside of the meeting. However, he's not going to be able to quite connect onto the head. I believe it was Pika inside of meeting. I'm not too sure if it was Pika that he just almost killed. It was Pika that he just almost shot. So very close to finding each other there, Pika and Angmo through the wall. A little bit of shots traded back and forth, but Angmo will finally find him. Pika's going to go down. Skonic as well. Angmo with 2 inside of the kitchen. A big double for QUT right now. A lot of HP for Angmo has been lost, but 2 frags on the board and ultimately 2 nades down as well as Zophia's full utility. Not going to complain off screen. Owen's losing a lot of his own HP as well. I believe Angmo almost cleaned him up there too. He will get spotted out on the Z ping though, whether or not Adam's going to be able to collect this frag. Just sort of waiting for the peak here for Angmo. Prone when pulling up on his spot, waiting for Angmo to come towards him. But I believe Angmo's actually already made it out into security, if I'm not wrong. He has indeed. Looks like he's already returned back to the bomb site through Freezer. He's going to choose to stay in Freezer. However, low HP means that he's going to be able to sort of hold on to things for a significant amount of time before his life is traded out. Speaking of lives being lost, Owen's going to find one onto Zane. The first pick here for Monash on the board. 40 seconds, though. This is what I meant when I said the Romans were wasting their time. Angmo, super good round from him. Smokes are going to come out towards the back stairs, with Adam looking to get freezer control here. Struggling to shoot the cam. We could see a C4 from Angmo. Completely blind. He's going to need some support from his teammates, but Major looks away just at the wrong time, and Ahau Coming down main now for a split push. Major will collect him though. The sub's going to war again. Major not quite finding that second one. Angmo will find Owen, but Owen gets Llama. And Angmo with 4. QUT. Angmo going huge to even things back out. A big 4 kills. 2 in the kitchen and 2 in the freezer. He's cleaning up, ladies and gentlemen. Angmo with 4 big frags. I mean, the wall bang onto Pika was disrespect enough, but I mean, then following it up onto Skonic as well on the kitchen door. And then ultimately 2 more downstairs. I mean, 4 kills for Angmo that round. Huge for QUT, evening them back up with Monash. And this is what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. QUT starting to find their stride. And ultimately could see them put a lot more rounds on the board and just hit the ground running here. 6 pick, though, for Tim. Alibi to Cade. No 6 picks, though, for the attackers.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
And a meeting kitchen hold here for QUT now. I do believe that top floor is... No, top floor is not available to them. That's my bad. But meeting, still a very good bomb site. I'd imagine we are going to see an extension here from QUT. Because sort of how we have to play this bomb site. Obviously, vertical control of meeting. There's not too much vertical play, but with the hatch open, you can deny a lot. In terms of obviously default plants, wall being opened, etc., etc. So we are going to see QUT extending to the tippity top floor here. Obviously, a lot of utility is going to be being bought. The walls arcaded, all that good stuff for QUT to hold on to this top floor position for as long as they can. Angmo doing what Angmo does best on that Malusi and just hunting for people to deal with very early on. Obviously, 20 seconds in, the attackers are starting to make their way towards the inner parts of the building. And indeed, they will be. Ahau going up to take armor control. Pika now getting backstage, possibly very soon, joined by Skonic now, who is going to be looking to open up this wall here. So interesting to see him opening up this, but it's going to be for the easier Maverick tricking here, so we can get that sort of interesting little tiny bit of wall at the top on that quad angle. So still good to see him opening up these walls. It's interesting to see how people have actually started using this new wall opening mechanic, and it's good to see that people are now actually implementing it in competitive play. So good to see the use of utility there for Skonic. Well, not so much utility, but information. I believe a C4 from below there almost collected Owen, I think, is what just happened. I'm not too sure whether or not that was Major's C4. No C4 came out there, so maybe a breaching charge or an impact or something. I'm not too sure what that explosion was. Maybe an ash charge to try and clear off utility from the wall, and they realized it was soft. I'm not too sure, but either way, Ahau now, top main, is going to spot out that Mozzie Pest. He's going to ask his teammate to clear it for him. Owen will spot one inside of Attic, however, as he is needed to go and remove utility, he is going to have to back off. Zane's going to start things off with one onto the Maverick, though. Skonic goes down, and Zane with 2 onto Owen. Big frags for him inside of Attic. Very lovely double kill there, swinging around, just finding himself those picks. A little bit of damage there dealt to Adam. Zane could be on for a third. Indeed, he is. A triple inside of Attic now. Could be on for the ace here if his teammates choose to let him have some glory. And whether or not Monash managed to frag him out. I mean, Ahau and Pika, 2 very good fraggers here for Monash. No drones for the... Oh, sorry, 1 drone for the Ash and 1 for Pika as well. So not too much in terms of information gathering. A little bit of utility, I'd imagine, left on the board for them to play with. He's going to have to rotate out, however, though, to rejoin his teammates. Stronger in numbers, Major at the top of the main stairs. Angwo will find Ahau, and it's all up to Pika. Zane could be on for 4 here. He's getting rushed by half the server, and Zane indeed is going to find 4, and QUT with a flawless round nonetheless. The top floor proving to be a bunker for QUT. Could not be inside of Attic by Very
Onyx
lovely
at
all. Could not get
just
in
finding
to
himself those
picks. A little bit of damage there dealt to Zane to keep QUT on top of that round, and a flawless nonetheless. That's a pretty good start. Well, pretty good start. Pretty good momentum boost there for QUT. They're definitely going to be happy about that. A random pick for Tim, though, onto the Warden. I'd assume he was AFK. I'd imagine we will see the 6 being bought out here by him, unless he chooses to stick the Warden, but he isn't. No MPX 1.5 and the smoke instead for Tim, his staple. Kids' dorms obviously going to be returning to that bomb site. QUT, obviously now they can after the site rotation. So Monash doing really well at the moment. However, that round did not go well for them at all in any aspect. I mean, a flawless round on a top floor take. We had people going into attic solo. I mean, we saw Skonic walk in solo. He got fragged up by Zane. We saw, I believe it was Owen holding the main wall inside of Master. You know, he got fragged out by Zane as well. And then Adam decided to just walk in solo as well. And guess what? He got fragged out by Zane too. So they're just feeding him ones, and he is ultimately winning these ones and continuing to perform for QUT. I mean, QUT right now, obviously, they are going to be requiring performance. Obviously, already one map up against Onyx. They are going to be looking to get that second map. Major now shooting that drone. This is the same strat we saw them pulling off last time with that rotate, just getting out to get rid of some of that information early on. So that that Monash aren't as aware as they could be about the situation going on around them. But QUT nonetheless doing pretty well. Ahau will get spotted out on his drone there, and drone will be shot through the wall / floor there. Llama, interesting to, I believe that was trying to sound cue his repel off there, I think is what that was there for Ahau, but he has managed to get away either way from Llama. Skonic now opening up this tower wall. Could be met at the hands of Zane again. However, whether or not Zane is playing inside a tower is a different question. He is indeed, except this time no 1.5 in hand, but Jaeger's 416, even after the nerf, still a pretty good gun if given to the right person. I'd imagine Zane, definitely doing Zane things, could be that right person. So we could see him on for some kills here. Pika now is going to have to drone himself in. He's going to spot the shield. He's going to spot the ADSs as well. He's going to choose to burn them now. Concussions come through. Impact now. Zane not going to die to the fire this time. He is going to choose to back off very quickly, as opposed to last time we saw him play on the first round inside of attic and cooked alive very quickly by the Vulcan shield there. Owen now looking to contest Llama inside of Armory. He has quite a powerful position here behind these boxes. He can't really be removed other than if he is naded, but with Ahau coming up the main stairs, the call out will be given, and Angmo there to support. I thought that Llama flicked onto him there, but Angmo there to support. Llama will collect Owen as well. Not the person below though. Adam will be able to refrag for his teammate. Llama goes down. A 4v3 here. Pika with the concussions in hand. Could be looking to get deep in Freezer. He's going to have to get through Zane first, however, but Angmo with 2, possibly 3. Very close to finding the head of Adam on main stairs. Got one inside a pillar. Zane will fall to Pika. It's a 3v2. Full blind. Adam not too sure exactly where he is. Probably by his own flashbang. He's going to collect Angmo though. 2v2 here for Onyx. QUT still have 3 Toxic Babes left to play with and shotguns in hand. Sorry, make that 2 Toxic Babes. M590 though, in both of the hands of the SAS operators here. Stun's going to come through. So going to be able to connect. I don't think it went off in proximity mode. Adam pushing towards the bomb site. They do have the diffuser in hand. Adam does have the bomb this time. So it's not going to be a lost cause 1v1. But from the breach, Tim's going to find one. A triple for Adam now in this round. He needs 4 to clutch things out. He will hear the mute, but the M590 for Major and QUT. A 4-2 in their favour. The subs putting in work right now. The shotgun, prone when, would be proud. M590 doing work, ladies and gentlemen. It's what you like to see in a clutch situation. Obviously, QUT there, quite happy to take us to a 4-2. I would be if I was them. Smoke there. Big play from him as well, obviously on the breach. Cleaning up the planter, ultimately not getting Adam. Could have had 4 big kills there, but still 3 kills is pretty big for him to clean up. well, collect for himself, especially when he's getting refrags on refrags. I mean, refrag for the armory player, refrag for the planter, refrag for, he was doing really well getting those refrags. So good to see Adam close by playing his position well as a flex player. So we do see the split now. And Onyx are going to have their shot at defense. Ahau going to be running the Valkyrie. And Owen on the Ella for top floor. Interesting that there is no IQ being bought by QUT. However, whether or not Valkyrie was 6 picked, I did miss, unfortunately. I was writing down something in my book, my notes. But Owen is going to be bringing the FO12 close on the master door with a shield for himself. Ladies and gentlemen, the shotgun bandit. Looking to do work very early on. Ahau will spot out the default. He's also going to get a cam up inside of 3-story. And we're going to see what Monash can bring to the table here for their defensive half. Angmo obviously running that Yana again. Nades as well as the replicator. A lot of very good, valuable information for the attackers. Llama clearing triple tower here now with his teammate, who is Zane on the Ying. It's going to be scary to see Zane having such a frag-oriented operator as opposed to Ella, etc., etc. Owen, I think, using the shield for bait here. He's going to spot one. He's going to do a little bit of damage to Tim, but very quickly cleaned up by Angmo. The FO12 there not doing too much in terms of beneficial work there for the defense. Onyx losing a player very, very quickly. Sag. Unfortunate for Owen. Going to hit the Sag in chat. Can't quite pick up the frags. The FO12, a little bit of a misplay there from him. Possibly a misswing. I don't think he realized he saw the player crossing over there on the main door. So he could have picked up one, but Mage is going to go down to Ahau off screen downstairs. He's going to find the person at top main there. And Valkyrie ultimately evening things back out in favor of Onyx. Obviously, HP is going to be at their advantage. Now, Tim also falling to Adam inside, well, just outside, sorry, of that main breach. And all Onyx really need to do now is just hold. I mean, bombs down just outside the breach. The only person over there to contest is Angmo. And the other two inside of Attic. It's going to be relatively hard for them to clear that position with little utility. But a C4, multiple C4s probably here for Onyx. Nade will come out to try and bait the swing from Jaeger. He will be spotted out. No frags for Llama with a nade who in his hand. Pika is going to fall back. He will be full blinded by his teammate Zane. A little bit of a misplay there with the Ying. Pika and Ahau find one. Angmo gets one of his own, however, onto Adam. 1v3 now. 50 seconds left. Monash looking pretty good to close this out. Needs to be scared of this shield. He's going to walk straight on in. He will get a little bit of damage onto Skonic, but it doesn't matter. Skonic to clean up Angmo, and a very big round from Monash, 4-3. Looking to possibly even things up here on their half. And could possibly project us into map number 3, but it's going to be whether or not QUT can further the gap and take us all the way to the end. And yeah, very similar picks here. Supply room now for Monash. Downstairs, obviously being quite successful on the top floor. Zane, 6 picking off of the buck, possibly onto the Ying again. So I'm imagining we're going to see a pretty hectic elbow clear here for QUT, and Monash are going to have to deal with a pretty hectic elbow take because with a Ying on the board, that is a lot of utility. That is 5 throwables paired with 3 flashbangs, Zophia's full utility, and 4 grenades. So a lot of throwables are about to be sent towards Adam, especially if he chooses to extend into elbow, which indeed it looks like he's going to try and brave the feat of. With a few ADSs in hand, and Malusi to support as well. Ahau, the support doing super well for Onyx right now. 6 and 4 for himself. Adam with 6 as well. Obviously, Skonic with 5 of his own. So, super good. Angmo already breaching 10, though. 7 rounds in, sorry. We haven't actually started the 8th. So, Angmo doing Angmo things. He was a CL player for Fury, so you can't really blame him. you know, doing Angmo things. Can't really fault him. He does them well. Obviously, 10 frags on Yana, 2 nades. She got a pretty good kit, a lot of information. So a lot of frags for him, ultimately, on a good operator. We'll spot this rotate out that Aruni did just make. However, I think Aruni is long gone all the way downstairs. Owen nowhere to be found on that top floor position. Possibly trying to get aggressive on the back stairs here. No one is inside of tower yet. Skonic as well on the floor holding into Z Hall. Pika now trying to support Adam inside of blue, but it doesn't look like QUT are too interested in blue right now. Angmo is sort of just holding for these roamers. Zane is going to be able to cross over to the blue barrels. So relatively safe for the moment. Still has all of his Candela charges intact. Some shots through to the bullet hole angles aren't going to connect onto the player that was there momentarily. Owen will escape with his life. They have 2 people in pillar they have to deal with here. Ahau and Pika obviously on the bunker door, as well as Ahau close on pillar. Means that QUT need to start clearing these players out. Flashbang's going to completely blind everybody outside, and Pika's going to capitalize with 2, but taken out by Angmo. The swing from smoke close by. Proning on the floor. Adam's going to nearly lose his life and get one of his own onto Angmo. QUT at a misplay and an absolute capitalization from Pika. It cost him his life, but let's be honest, 2 frags on the board. Angmo down as well. I mean, QUT, unfortunate to see for you, but Monash doing really well to capitalize on that fault. Also upstairs, Skonic's going to find Llama. A 1v4. Relatively easy to close out here for Major. And Ahau does indeed find Major. Very big round from Monash, doing well to capitalize on that flashbang. I believe it was a Ying charge that actually landed on the floor or something, because everyone was blind for quite a considerable amount of time. And, oh no, it wasn't a flashbang because Ying was indeed flashed. So a missed flash there, ultimately costing everyone their lives. Pika, good capitalization from him on the Jaeger. Straight out the double door, no hesitation. Cleaned up 2 for himself. And obviously Angmo almost redeeming the round. Got Pika, but couldn't quite get Adam on the smoke. So close round. If Angmo had managed to get the smoke, possibly could have seen that go in favour of QUT. Obviously depends on how things sort of panned out in the last minute there, but very well played by Monash. And QUT now, 4-4. They've managed to equalise. Monash looking good. Going to have to go to meeting, though, because both of the bomb sites, other than meeting / dining, have obviously already been won. QUT starting to bring out the Lion. Zane, an interesting pick here for them, but ultimately one that could prove to be quite beneficial. I mean, Ahau on the Malusi is going to be quite mobile, and I'd imagine Pika is going to be joining him in this mobility, so Lion could be good to sort of shut down the refrags here for Monash, because they are doing really well on getting these refrags. I mean, usually there's someone close by to pick up the kill that is lost sort of in these rounds. So, I mean, QUT doing super well, trying to keep up, but, I mean, Monash are just really doing well to even things back out. Wall is going to be called out, not going to be able to pick up this frag. Anglo will find one onto Pika, though. Whether or not that was a person reinforcing the wall, I'm not too sure, but it didn't look... No, it definitely wasn't. So Angmo off screen is going to find Pika, and a very good pick to start things off for QUT. 4-4 right now. They need to further the gap against Monash here, or else they're going to be able to take him to round 3. And if you are QUT, almost said Fury there, you do not want Monash to get away with these rounds. Skonic at the top of white, possibly looking to get this clone. It's already deep and has already gained a lot of information, so Zane is going to be able to push on into trophy here and try and capitalize. But from deep, Skonic finds Angmo on the walk-in. Hadn't checked top white there properly. Major already had double bunks, but did not have his top white covered for his teammate. Llama now Opening up attic finally for this middle floor take, but Ahau below. We see him coming back towards the main stairs. Sorry, the pillar tower stairs. Skonic re-aggressing on the top floor. Zane's going to find Owen, but Skonic's going to get one of his own. On to Major upstairs. Adam adding to the phrase, finds Lama, and Ahau from below comes up to collect Tim, and a flurry of frags for Monash. Quickly dismantle the absolutely amazing round that QUT were having up until about 5 seconds ago. It's all up to Zane on the line. He does have EEDs left to play with. EE1D scans on the line. Not as good as they used to be pre-nerf, however. Zane, if used correctly, could pick up 3 kills here. Going to hit the line. He will drop into kitchen, but losing a lot of his HP. Won't lose the gunfight, though. Skonic not able to pick up that kill. Will light up Zane to a little above 1 HP. 30 seconds left. He definitely has time to play with here for this clutch. Second E1D is going to come out to cover his cross in the green hall. Going to pre-fire the close angles. Not going to spot Adam there on the long haul at the end of green. With Ahau still playing inside of tower, holding onto that diffuser. He's going to have to still find 2 picks deep in meeting now, though. He's going to get into a fight with Adam. The pre-fire is going to give away his position, and Adam able to capitalize on the traces there. Monash, another round on the board, and we could be seeing map number 3 here, ladies and gentlemen. Very quickly, unless QUT can bring this back and put some rounds on the board to even/take over Monash here. Monash doing really well on their defense as opposed to Clubhouse. Obviously, it was more of a round-for-round game on Clubhouse. This is still relatively round-for-round, but QUT going up on the split again. Monash doing well to keep up, though. Both teams retrospectively are having their ins and outs, but right now QUT looked very good there, but a couple of key picks are notably, I think, Angmo getting fragged out there by Skonic on top white due to Major not really holding on, and then Skonic coming back up and getting a second really sort of nailed in the coffin that round for QUT. I mean, Monash did do really well reading that situation, so I mean, well played to Skonic, well played to Ahau. Very good round on the board. Can't complain. Obviously, in terms of QUT, we're going to see whether or not they can win this attack. They have returned back to the master bedroom. They did they did mostly well clearing out this top floor bomb site. So we're going to see if they can polish things off and get in this time and get the bomb down. Possibly even get all the frags on the board. You never know. But Onyx, let's be honest, looking pretty good. We did come into this game with a 53% in their favor. So the 3% really showing right now for them. A large emphasis on the south spawn and the north spawn here for QUT. Tower and main, I'd imagine, are going to be the focuses of their main push here. Getting up on in the master relatively quickly in this round. Angmo on the Ash, rotating off that Yana, possibly just because Ash has more of a frag ability sort of rating as opposed to Yana. And the G3 is good with the 2.0. However, R4C is just better at the end of the day. I mean, if I was Angmo, I would definitely be running the G3. Ahau could be on for a kill here downstairs. He knows there's one inside a garage. He's holding the relative angle. Major could lose his life momentarily. However, he's just going to choose to Claymore and leave. But Pika on the jump out. It's not going to be able to get any frags. No damage dealt either way, so relatively pointless. A little bit of time wasted there on both teams' parts, but Monash still able to walk away with all 5 on the board. Same with QUT, obviously. No damage, no frags, so everyone's still looking relatively healthy for the attackers. We will spot one coming up main on the Valkyrie camera, however, though, so he knows that Major is close by. I believe a breaching charge or a C4 or something on the top of main did do a little bit of damage there to Zane, but nothing over the top. Could see an execute here momentarily. They are sort of setting up to trying downstairs, who has already moved off to the second floor green hall, as well as Adam there, supporting him from inside of security to possibly drop all the way down. But with a minute left, QUT are going to have to prioritize what they want control of right now. One Ying charge being used there. We could see the lights flickering going in. Angmo has default control for the planter here. However, Llama's going to go down. Tim also losing a lot of his HP on the cross. Llama confirmed. C4 from below is going to down the planter. Ahau already doing work off screen. Major will find Skonic, however, for the refrag. 45 seconds, a lot of time to work with. Pico is going to find Major. Angmo still on the default. Ahau gets 1, 2 C4s from below, and Adam cleans up with a double. Monash, picking up the final frags to close things out. A big C4, very similar to the one that Angmo got, but a double in turn. You gave us one very similar to the one that Angmo got, but a double in turn. You gave us one, you can have one now as well. And Monash go up against QUT. Match point on Oregon. We could see map number 3 here momentarily if QUT cannot win another round. If they don't, Monash will take Oregon 7-4, and we'll move on to Cafe Dostoevsky. Could definitely be the near future for us, ladies and gentlemen, if QUT cannot manage to pick apart what's going on here for the Monash defense. The EE1D being brought out again by Zane. Angmo 6 picking off the IQ to Ash due to the fact that Ahau no longer running that Valkyrie for the bottom floor bomb site. This is where we saw it all fall apart for them, really. I mean, flashbang downstairs costing them 3 kills. I mean, it's bottom floor has proven to be quite a mistress tonight for both of the teams. I mean, both really, really well held in both retrospectives. So, I mean, Monash, Pika, I still can't get over capitalizing on that flashbang. That triple team flash ultimately leading to a triple team kill with only one trade going in favor of Angmo towards Pika. So, I mean, it is interesting to see how these bunker holes have been so successful with Wamai banned. Wamai obviously being quite an imperative sort of tool in a downstairs hold, but both teams haven't really been sort of donating enough utility to blue to clear it. It seems most times. I don't think any team has successfully cleared blue this game from what I've seen. We've seen them get close or we've seen them execute freezer main. So interesting that blue is not being taken as easily as it possibly should be with Wamai banned, but still good to see they're giving it a crack. Angmo going to be taking it on head on here. Malusi will be spotted on the back of the main stairs there. Ahau. Drone from Angmo coming through. Tim is going to be looking for that back tower control. He's going to vault on in. Pika will see the cam being shot. No C4 for him to sort of toss on over to greet any attackers there, but he is going to be waiting relatively close by to try and find himself a kill. We could see the blue execute here. Angmo could just be creeping on in. Pika's going to see one. Could he line up the second? No, Angmo will fall. Zane's not going to be able to get the refrag, though, and a lot of HP of his own is lost. Pika could be on for a second gunfight, and indeed he will. A lovely shot onto Major. Pika with a double on the back stairs, as well as out into blue, hunting for more. Could find Zane here as well on low HP, whether or not they choose to give up blue now. Monash could definitely give up blue and be still better off. Llama will find out how, though, to start evening things back out. Trying to get around on the board for QUT here to stop this match point and possibly take us into OT. You never know. They could pull it off. They've got a minute to do so. And here is the final minute of this round. Zane, pillar control. Llama joining him now will get the Malusi. He's going to be able to break that ADS as well. However, already having eaten his ADS... his flashbang means that he's not going to be able to clear this Aruni gate. Flashbang from the teammate will come through, though, to clear the Aruni gate. Zane now full ability to walk on in. He will be able to call. There is one on bomb chassis. Pika on long haul. Smokes are going to start coming out. Owen could get a swing here. He will spot one. Zane with the TK, though, onto Llama. The 2v4, not what you want. Trying to get Owen here. Prowen, should I say, playing close on that single wall, holding for the E-box walk-in. Zane's going to look away. He will spot the freezer swing. He's not going to be able to get the frag. However, Skonic will pick up Zane, and it's not looking like QUT are going to be able to do anything about it. And Monash come back with a map of their own, 7-4. A big round from Owen, and very well played by Monash overall. I mean, a big TK there from Zane, unfortunate. But, I mean, either way, well played by Monash, cleaning things up. That was a little bit more Monash-sided. Obviously, we saw last game that we went all the way to 8-7 on Clubhouse, possibly a map that most of those teams practice a lot more than Oregon, possibly. But it did definitely look that Oregon was one of Onyx's better maps. They definitely seemed to know how to clear it more efficiently, how they were roaming efficiently. I mean, Skonic... I mean, it was really good for Onyx. They were really working QUT there. They were on the roam. They were on the roam clears on their attacks. I mean, their utility placement was a lot better than in the first map. I mean, obviously, second map is one that they practice a lot more. It's good to see that Oregon is a map that they are quite competent with and definitely pulled off very well. Obviously, we see that in the result, 7-4. Even though QUT were up on the split 4-2, they did not actually win a single round there on their defensive half. But we will be cutting to a break, ladies and gentlemen, and as soon as we are back, we will be going to map number 3, which is going to be Cafe Dostoyevsky. Don't go anywhere. We'll return shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to AEL. Lower bracket round 3, Onyx versus QUT. Obviously, 2 maps down, 1 map for both teams. And we're going to be moving on to map number 3, Cafe Dostoyevsky. And both of these teams have actually played this map before, twice each. Onyx winning it twice, and QUT only winning it 1 time and losing it once. So interesting to see that the losing/winning ratio is obviously in favor of Onyx, obviously winning it twice, but this was in group stages, ladies and gentlemen. Keep that in mind. So things could have changed in this time, obviously. You know, one team could have progressed in their Cafe and transcended Pro League and become the best team on Cafe in the world, or, you know, we could see statistically Onyx take this out. Obviously, is the map that they are, well, it's here statistically better at. Obviously, winning it 2 times as opposed to winning 1, losing 1, as we see evident in QUT's QUT's win history. So QUT now starting with the bands. We're going to see a Capitao band starting things off for Onyx. QUT will be following that up with their Nomad. So no flanks up the red stairs here for Cafe, but other than that, I'd imagine we can see a Valkyrie band paired here, possibly, maybe even the Mirror band. It depends what sort of avenue they want to go with. Mirror will be banned by QUT, and whether or not Onyx choose to ban the Valkyrie, having them start on defense first, maybe even a Wamai. We could see a Wamai ban here from them, depending on obviously how they hold Pixel, stuff like that. So Valkyrie, however, I was right, is going to be the ban here for Onyx. And ladies and gentlemen, strap in. This is the last map for this evening. Obviously a best of 3 series against these 2 teams here. And Cafe Dostoyevsky is going to be where we start things off for this map number 3. Round 1, obviously, going to be going straight upstairs. It's going to be Onyx. Pika on the Jaeger, doing very well tonight for his team, might I add, as well as Skonic. I mean, Skonic and Pika, honestly, super, super big performance from them tonight. Ahau, even in just the last game, did super well on top of that too. So can't really complain too much on the Onyx side of things. QUT doing pretty decent as well. Unfortunately for Zane there in that last round, got that team kill there. Could have amounted to winning that round if he hadn't got that team kill. Maybe, you never know. But unfortunately did manage to find the head of his teammate as opposed to the head of Owen there. So see if Zane can pick up a couple more kills this round. Hopefully not onto his teammate, but we will be able to see what's happening at the moment. And we see both teams have won their map pick tonight. So I'd imagine both teams are relatively happy, and those are that doesn't actually really surprise me due to the fact that obviously they picked them because they like them. That's maybe why Oregon was picked by Monash, because they are very good at it. They definitely seemed a lot better at it than they did on Clubhouse, but Cafe being the decider, obviously, the pick between the 2 maps did come down to possibly, I believe, Onyx, if I'm correct in the map banning sequence from what I just read there, but we will, I will have to fact check that at the end of the match. Either way, 3rd floor defense here for Monash, getting the defense side. A little bit of wall banging there for Major, trying to clear out Sagara is going to be the first point of contact here for Monash to defend. Obviously, QUT want to get in with Wamai at Pixel. Wamai and Jaeger both being sort of available here for both of the teams means that it's going to be easier to hold on to these positions, but not going to be impossible. We'll be able to get rid of the Yana clone that I believe came from inside a shop, unless it was sort of thrown through the window, which is impossible. So it did definitely come through shop, but Wamai's now setting out some extra discs for his own personal protection. A little bit of utility being bought here by QUT, but I mean, Thatcher not being banned for this map is going to not necessarily be the be and end all of the defense. Obviously, you don't have to rely on as many walls being open on a cafe take as you do, say, an Oregon take or a clubhouse take. And speaking of kills, Owen's going to find one getting aggressive inside a shop. He will be able to impact his way out of that hatch. However, the one at top red, he will spot him out. Zane's going to hit the refrag, though. So finally finding the head of Owen that he couldn't find on the last round on Oregon. However, Pika is going to take Zane out for himself. Angmo, I believe, got 1-2 off screen there onto Skonic. He did indeed. 3v3 now. 1 minute left in the round for the defenders to hold on to this bomb site. Pika's still up, however, though. Holding on to a pretty valuable position, as well as Adam inside of the freezer. Bomb is down inside a shop. Whether or not they know that is going to be whether or not they can aggress onto it. But Major is going to be able to retrieve said diffuser. Angmo losing a little bit of his HP in a long range into engagement there. Will spot the freezer player position out. He's not going to be able to spot the actual player. Llama's going to go down off screen to Pika with a double. Smoke is going to be deterring Angmo. However, pushes his way on through deep into the site. Inside a freezer now. He's going to spot the one behind the shield. However, M590 prevails. Angmo goes down with the help of the toxic canister. Third and final one will come out now, and Major just getting melted by that damage per second. Can't quite make it deep enough into the bomb site to do anything. And a very big round there from the Smoke. 2 kills on the entry, cleaning things up there with the shotgun. And QUT can't quite get that defensive round. Their offensive round under their belts. Monash doing very well to get that defensive round under their belts. From that display there, definitely looks like Cafe, as I was talking about statistically before. Obviously, they have 100% win rate so far. Definitely looks like they know what they're doing on this map, and definitely looks like they have their sort of holds all ironed out, ready to go, and relatively sort of filed down to a T. I mean, it is definitely more evident that that round was very well clean cut for them. Aside from losing a couple of bodies, obviously, early on, the top red person, Zane, I believe it was, that killed Owen inside a shop. Ultimately, should have been a gunfight that didn't happen. Owen did kind of get caught out in a little bit of a situation spot there, I would call it. But still, nonetheless, got his frag, got out, traded out by Zane. I mean, kill for kill. You can't really complain too much. But now, choosing to bring the shotgun on Pulse is going to be trying to do his best. Get these frags on the board for his team. We saw him bring this out on the clubhouse map. Well, when we started things out. Proved to be quite a dangerous weapon in the hands of Owen, especially that round that he clutched. I believe round 3 it was with the shotgun. Got 2, and then obviously the final kill on the planter and the defuse, actually. For him, spectated by, I believe it was Pika. But either way, 5v5 right now. No spawn kills, no early frags for Angmo. Obviously not defending, but could have found a spawn Pika. But no one is going to be spawn peeking for Monash. So safer games here for them, obviously. 1-1, this is it. There is no more rounds. There is no more, maps, not rounds. There are plenty more rounds in this map to go, but after this, there are no more maps. This is it. This is the last chance that both of these teams get to win this lower bracket final and try, not lower bracket final, lower bracket game to try and take them to the final. But right now, Monash, very good start, a minute gone. A lot of control here for Angmo, already in on the top floor, clearing the top of white. C4 from below, though, from Skonic. See you later, Angmo. No pulse even, it was just a nitro cell on the Mozzie, able to pick up that frag, and Adam getting one of his own on the Llama, quickly traded out, however, though, by Tim inside of shop. Coming down red now will be Major. Going to find Skonic very quickly there on the red stairs. 3v3, some very big picks here for QUT, keeping things even against Monash, who have all sort of returned back towards the bomb site to try and hold things down here. Bit of pre-fire from Ahal there. No one coming down red just yet, though. Another C4 from Owen to collect another one on the Major. Pulse scanner in hand. We'll be able to spot Zane on the top floor, opening up vertical. Whether or not there's another C4 in the hands of Ahau, I'm not too sure. Possibly impacts, though. Indeed, there is a C4. Will come out. Not going to find the feed of Buck, though. Tim, however, will lose a lot of his HP in an altercation towards VIP, whether or not that's Pika or Ahau. Not too sure, but Zane looking to try and support, possibly pick up the frag from behind here. I believe the player has already moved off back into coat check. Pika helping Owen on the bomb site. Ahau is indeed inside a coat check. Zane could be on for a freebie here if Ahau doesn't hear him. Indeed, he hasn't. Zane picks up the frag. 2v2, 25 seconds left. Tim and his teammate Zane need to get in here and get these 2 kills. Flashbang start coming out to try and clear Pika out of his position. He is going to have to push up close to the door. Flashbang again is going to come over. The Malusi is going to give away Zane's position. The swing and ping for Pika and 2 big frags for Monash. Another round on the board from the defensive half. 2-0 right now. And Pika going mental on that Jaeger. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, an absolute gunner he is. It must be the Glacier skin giving him powers because an absolute monster on that Jaeger. Picking up these 2 kills to finish things off. Monash, pretty good roster if I do say so myself. I mean, Adam, Owen, Skonic, Pika. I mean, such a good lineup going up against QUT right now. I mean, QUT, with all due respect, a very good lineup as well. So good to see that the matchup, when it was announced, was 50-50 in the split. It genuinely is sort of showing through that second matchup on Oregon might not necessarily have been in sort of play with that vote. However, the 3% did come out there, as we saw, the 7-4 obviously. But right now, I mean, 2 rounds, 2 pretty strong rounds at that for Monash. QUT struggling to take this top floor control without losing at least a body, but on Cafe, that is necessarily what happens. You usually lose 1 person on the roam / retake of that top floor area because, let's face it, a lot of people do re-aggress. We've seen Skonic do it multiple times. We saw him do it on Oregon a lot. We've seen him sort of hover around the tops of these staircases trying to pick up late kills, sort of roaming kills, vertical play kills. I mean, he does pick up a lot of kills onto people playing vertical as well. So, I mean, he usually gets the sledge, the buck, impact frags, we'll call them, for the time being. But either way, Skonic setting up still in sight, not running the TCSG, ultimately not the gun that he wants in this type of map. Pika, I don't think we're going to see a pixel setup here from Monash. It is a heavy extension on the top floor, a lot of utility for them upstairs, a lot of reinforcements and shields, etc., as well as possibly paired with a few Aruni gates. So a lot of utility, but not a lot of pixel presence. However, it is something that they can afford to give up with the ability, obviously, of the rest of the team to find the kills on the top floor, because, as I said, you usually, as a roaming sort of side, will pick up some top floor frags. I'm not too sure if Pika saw Angmo there on the cross into Cigar Shop, but C7 with the suppressor here is going to be the weapon of choice for Angmo. Whether or not the suppressor was a deliberate choice or not, I'm not too sure, but either way, it sounds cool, so why not? He's going to be able to get the feet of Pika at the top of white here. Supported by Aruni, though, so 2 players on the top floor with, I'd imagine, some shotgun holes strategically placed downstairs by Adam. Possibly to support. No, none yet, but Zane's going to start things off with 1 on Skonic. Down goes your Cade. Downstairs in train. Major will fall to Pika, however. Some big frags for him in the last couple of rounds. He's going to be able to get away down the bottom of right, leaving... bottom of white, sorry, leaving the top floor completely alone. However, trying to re-aggress up will be punished by Angmo on the Jackal. Suppressor proving to be triumphant in this endeavor. The second set of tracks will come out here to spot, I believe it was Echo on this side. I'm not too sure, but someone has been tracked out here inside a pillar. Zane will now start opening up to try and locate said player. Whether or not he can find the prints that Jackal had found himself. No damage dealt there by Zane onto anyone on that brown stairs push back up to the bomb site. But Angmo chooses to tank at a Rooney gate and walks all the way through Zane's hammer there, proving to not be as good as when he got it from Home Depot. Will do a little bit of damage, but ultimately only 2 HPs-ish worth of damage, and Adam losing majority of his health in that altercation against Zane there on the top floor. The vertical making it quite hard for Onyx to hold on to the bomb site here. QUT doing well to flush them out, but 20 seconds left. They're going to have to go for a plant here. Angmo on low HP could prove to be their undoing. However, Zane from above is going to find Adam. That's the smoke down, so no toxic babes left for them to mess with. And off the board, Owen taken away by Angmo. The Echo downstairs trying to play for that late round Echo pulse. Going to leave things up to Ahau. He will slot one onto Angmo though from the deep end of train. He's going to be able to clean up Angmo. However, 1 HP for him. A lovely shot from Ahau onto Zane. A 2v1. This is winnable for him in every retrospective. He just needs to find 2 more kills. He will spot the drone. He's also going to spot the player outside of the door underneath Heaven. He needs to get the kill on the player in the site here. We'll hear them rotating away. He's going to get some damage on the llama. Try and bait the person in from the door. But no, the shot's not going to connect. And Tim close things out onto Ahau. QUT clutch the round away. Was so close to being won there by Ahau, but could not quite clean things up. Ultimately, Zane, I think, getting this frag onto Smoke in sight won them that round. No toxic babes on the board proved to be quite beneficial for the retake. Well, sorry, for the site take, just period. I mean, this shot from Ahau. Bolo peak all the way through. See you later. Send him home. Zane going down there. Couldn't quite find the last 2, unfortunately. But either way, a very good attempt from Ahau nonetheless. A 6 pick from Zane, though. No more sledge. We'll be bringing out the Ying. We saw him play this quite a bit in the last match. Whether or not it was a good pick, could not really say, but could still be quite a beneficial choice on a map like this, especially when flashbangs and utility are pretty prevalent on a map like Cafe. I mean, there is definitely ability to sort of just huck flashbangs into sites, and I mean, especially on a map like Cafe, sorry, where you can sort of send it down the skylight, top white, back, bottom, halfway up white, the window just there that Pika is running past. There's definitely a lot of ability for Ying to be an impact fragger on a map like Cafe, especially with smokes now. They gave them back. So she has a lot of utility as well to burn, and with Wamai and Jaeger being bought, clearing Pixel with the Yings could be more utility-wise as opposed to clearing them with Zophia's charges or maybe even a Thatcher. I mean, Thatcher from the roof could probably be the best shout for QUT right now to get rid of all this utility. However, Monash sort of doing well setting up these sites. Angmo on that rappel, looking to possibly maybe find someone on the new balcony. He's not going to be very successful, though, in his endeavours. He will be able to open up the hatch, however, for his team now. He's made it to the roof. Not going to lose his life on the way up. Another map that is very prevalent for spawn peaks is Cafe, and I'm surprised we haven't actually seen too many spawn peaks for Monash at all. Really, QUT have sort of relatively made it to the building every round, largely uncontested from the inside of the building, obviously, and they have made it in the building majority of the times without losing bodies. So it's good to see that they're sort of paying attention and keeping relatively safe. Angmo here could just go deep on the site early in this round. He's going to sort of hope to try and get the person on that red ping there, who is actually in Pixel. Possibly could have rotated out, but Angmo not going to find that kill just yet. Major taking a lot of damage off screen, however, though, from the person inside a train. I believe Skonic, it is indeed hiding behind the little display cabinet. Is going to be droned out now. Could see a nade sent through. Top red's going to do a little bit of damage. The down and confirm, however, though. Anglo will find one onto Owen himself. Pika from below. Could be all that is left here to clutch up for Monash. The Yings are going to come out. The flashbang dump. Up the stairs, though. Pika finds 1, 2, possibly a third. A down onto Zane. Thatcher drops, but he's completely clueless. Pika with 3 big frags inside his shop, and Zane's nowhere close by to get the refrag. Angmo down, but he will be retrieved by his teammate, Ahau. Still up inside of the bathroom. C4 comes out, will not find Zane. A massive play from Pika. This could be what Monash needed to clutch this round. He will be on the Jackal track. The entry here from Zane, though, deep inside of the bar. He's going to spot the bathroom player, returning back to the site. Pika with 4, not the ace, though. Zane manages to finally silence him. And it's all up to Ahau. 1v1, 30 seconds left. The red ping's coming out. Ahau will spot him. A little bit of damage dealt to Zane, but the bomb has to go down here. No smokes left. Possibly Candela's on the board, but the pings are calling for the plant. He's going to have to win this 1v1. Indeed he will. And a big quad kill from Pika, winning Monash that round. Pika going absolutely mental up the red stairs inside a shop. They could not stop him, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely uncontested. Who was Thatcher? Own up. Owen summing it up beautifully. Thatcher had zero clue. Ika was there almost losing. I mean, look at this. He gets one, gets the second, almost the third. Thatcher drops, has no clue. The pistol whip, drive-by, cleaning up all three, and then disappearing back downstairs, and then finding the fourth to finish things off. I mean, I don't know what to say. Who was Thatcher? Own up now. It was Llama. Oh, Llama. It is unfortunate to see this. So unaware that Pika was just there cleaning up his teammates around him. I mean, Pika, an absolute massive play from you there. Onyx, let's be honest, only won that round because of Pika. If Pika did not get those 4 kills, that was a QUT round any day of the week. The Nomad ban really starting to prove to be an issue here for QUT on the defense. I mean, that is the second, third time that they've been flanked now. I mean, it's interesting to see how Pika actually managed to get that far, all the way up the stairs and actually sort of get that deep to do that much damage. But I'm not too sure how they... as I said, the Nomad ban is definitely proving to be an issue for QUT. Not an issue for Pika, able to capitalize completely off the misplay of the enemy team. The second time he's actually done that on Jaeger, we saw when they mis-flashbanged the entirety of their side. QUT obviously losing 3 kills and Pika picking up 3, so, or 2 was it, sorry, outside of blue. So, I mean, big round from Pika. Adam will get spotted on the Jackal track. A lot of damage onto Angmo. The prone, though. Adam picks up 1. Could be on for 2. Very early kills. No, QUT. What are you doing? Quickly evening things back out, though, will be major on to the Mozzie. Skonic going down. Angmo and Llama just sending it through the small bake window into the waiting hands of Adam. And he collected, ladies and gentlemen, with the M590. Major trying to bait out the swing here from the mute to the top of red, possibly waiting for him to aggress up the stairs to try and get a frag. However, Adam knows better. He's got his kills. He is sort of ready to collect a few more freebies that sort of come on through his window there. But unfortunately, cleaned up outside, going for the C4. Zane is going to be able to refrag for his teammates periodically. Not too sure what the go was there. Possibly maybe trying to find Zofia on the jump out there for C4. But yeah, there we go. He thought one was red window. So bit of a interesting sound issue there for Adam. Does cost him his life. The Z-pings, though, onto the Coat player person will give away their position. Spotted out now on the drone. He's going to be Pika. Did have a big round last round, so looking to possibly have another big one this round. But Owen still with the pulse scanner inside of Train. Ahau is going to lose a lot of his HP, though, to Zane. About 50 removed for him right now. A long angle here is not going to be beneficial for Ahau to be peeking. Obviously, no 1.5 in his hands. Owen, though, with a very aggressive swing on the small prep. He's going to find one. Ahau finally cleans up, and Pika very close to finding Zane. Ahau, though, to finish things off with 2, and Monash find another round. 4-1, I believe, on the board in their favour. Big round from Malusi there. 2 big frags to finish things off. 2 big frags from Adam as well, might I add, at the start. So, I mean, right now, Monash definitely have their momentum up, and they're definitely keeping things going in their favor. Obviously, Monash doing super, super well against QUT. I'm not too sure what the play was there from Angmo and I believe Llama jumping in on the prep window there. Small bake, sorry. But
Attackers need to
either way,
locate and defuse
Adam
as
managed to
many bombs
capitalise
as they
and
can.
pick himself up 2 free kills with the M5. 95 for him. Pika already on 9, but how can you blame him? 5 rounds in, already a 4K, almost an ace, and I believe a triple the round before that. So Pika going absolutely mental right now in this final map here. And it is definitely starting to show that Monash do seem to definitely know what they're doing on this map, hence why they've probably won it 100% of the time. QUT, obviously, that 1-for-1 is not going to be as prevalent as 100% win rate. 50% obviously slightly different, but either way, QUT, they've got the premise down. They know what they want to try and do. However, Monash, just that one slight step ahead of them. And Pika on a completely different planet, let's be honest. Those last couple of rounds doing really well. But QUT do have the merit to make this map a good map. But we're going to have to see what they can do moving into round number 6. This is their last attempt at the attack. And then obviously we will see the split, have a 6-1 split, but if Pika is going to do things like that, we're definitely going to be having that 5-1 split, not the 2-4, no 6-0. Obviously QUT have already won a round, but Angmo going down very early to Pika, and he's, I'd imagine, a little bit upset about dying like that. It's a little bit of an upsetting way to die, but unfortunately is relatively easily removed from the round by the Jaeger Pika. Major is going to be able to repel on in here into bar, sorry. Lounge bar. Still has to get through Skonic and Pika on the top floor, though. Pika breaching 10 frags of his own now, finally. Double digits very early in this game, round 6. Already on 10. With a large amount of the attackers inside of shop and lounge, they're going to be trying to get control of this top floor. 1:30 gone, though. A lot of time wasted so far by QUT. Not a lot of control for them so far. This bulletproof cam here is going to prove to be quite a useful tool for Pika. Skonic will spot one. The C4, I believe, did just come out from below. Did not connect onto anyone, unless it was an explosion in memes of other memes. I'm not too sure. It wasn't a... No, Goyo C4 did come out. Did not connect onto anyone there, unfortunately. Inside of 90, Major will find Pika, though, so no more gunner on the board, but Skonic's there for the refrag. Instantly takes out Zofia. A 3v4 in favor of Monash right now. C4's still in hand inside the bomb site, and a bulletproof cam upstairs will give the red ping. C4's going to come through. A lot of damage dealt to Tim, but not enough to down or frag him. Looking to possibly clean things up here through the vertical holes. Will spot one of the players upstairs. He's not going to be able to actually hit that shot, though. Tim is going to find Skonic finally. Toxic Babes through the floor, doing a little bit of damage there to Llama, but 37 seconds left. They're going to have to execute here. Will not spot that player above him, Adam. Not necessarily aware that one person has actually just walked right above him. Zane playing some very late vertical here. He's not even going to spot Mute there. A lot of people are missing each other here on this vertical angle being opened up here by the sledge. He will spot Mute running away. He's not going to be able to get the frag. He's not going to see the prony. He's going to see the player running by, but the shotgun in hand is going to clean up Sledge from above. And the Zane, nades himself to death from below. Unluckily for him, Adam Owen cleaning things up on the pillar player. Llama doing his best, but Ahau there to refrag instantly. And Monash 1-5 on the split, going into round number 7 here on their half. I mean, Pika here, Angmo's definitely upset that this is how he died. I would be, personally, myself. I think he knew someone was there, but Pika just had the better angle at the end of that altercation, and Angmo could not really do too much about that. It was a bit of a shame. Got down by the shotgun. Zane also nading himself there at the end. Bit of a interesting turn of events for Zane that round, ladies and gentlemen, but either way, he did his job and ultimately paid the price, cleaned up at the end. Tim sixing off that mute onto a We're going to see if QUT can defend Cafe a little bit better than they can attack it, because they did not have a very good attacking time that half there. Seemed to struggle a little bit coming up against the boys on Onyx, who did very well, may I add. Pika going absolutely mental behind the scenes, on screen even as well. So, I mean, QUT definitely are dealing with a certified gunner. But whether or not they can take this to OT, it's going to be a bit of a stretch, seeing as how Monash are playing so well right now in this third map. They've had enough time to warm up, iron out the kinks, and we're just getting into the good part of it, ladies and gentlemen. This is where Monash take off. We could see them 7-1. I mean, honestly, if they keep up the way they've been playing, there is a 7-1 on the table for them to collect here right now in this third map. It's just going to be whether or not they can keep it up. I mean, they've done so well so far. And Pika just needs to keep getting frags, and I'd imagine everyone will be happy all round. Angmo will spot one on our Howl, a little bit of damage dealt, but no frags either way, and he's going to be able to retreat all the way down to the bottom floor of Bakery. Whether or not Howl is typing in chat or not, I'm not too sure. He's AFK taking an E, doing something. First EED is going to come out here for Adam, choosing to adopt Zane's strategy here, running the Lion. No Thatcher on the board, however, for Onyx. So an interesting lineup here for them. They've got the Sledge, but more so relying on that, I'd imagine, verticality clear to get rid of the utility. Zane inside of shop is going to be in the little cutout bunker, looking to play for some damage, possibly even a frag onto anyone who decides to drop red too early, but Major off screen is going to take a lot of damage. Angmo will find Pika though on the jump out from Dining. So Pika, the big fragger off the board here for Monash, but Major basically as good as dead. Ooh, very close inside of the Z-Hall there. Adam could have picked up that frag, but Zane is going to find out how off screen. Second E1D here is going to come out for Adam, trying to stop the movement of players. He's not going to spot Tim, however. Tim is going to find the head of Adam. Down he goes. Well, not the head. Wasn't a headshot, but he did still find the frag. Skonic now. A bit of drone work for his teammate here. I think they know that one's inside of the small bunker of shop, but we're not necessarily too sure how he wants to go about clearing it. I mean, a minute 14, they could just take time to talk here as a team and sort of iron things out, because right now they're looking at a flawless round, or losing, sorry, a flawless round unless they can get some frags on the board. And, I mean, it's only really a 2v4. Major, obviously only 1 HP, but you can still have 1 HP and clutch around, ladies and gentlemen. So the drop from Owen, finally punished by Zane, and a 5v1 for Skonic. I mean, at this point, they should probably just take a little 40-second break. Boys, what's going on? Iron things out, possibly look to close things up relatively quickly. And I'd imagine that's what they are sort of doing right now. Skonic sort of just playing very reserved on the windows, not really actively pushing for the final 5 frags, should I say, sorry. Yeah, he's just sort of waiting for someone to come towards him. And I mean, can't really blame him. QUT have done very well, and there you are, finally finished off. Zane running outside to collect Skonic, and a flawless round for QUT, their first attempt on defense. Who knows? Maybe QUT are going to win 5 of their own and take us all the way to OT. You never know. But right now, starting things off on that top floor, QUT have done an absolutely astronomical job shutting down Monash. Pika going down early to Angmo. I think, obviously, Zofia dying early is not what you want happening. You know, you need that utility. So obviously, Pika going down isn't a good thing to have happen if you're Monash, but either way. No Zofia this round. Pika going to be bringing the Jackal, a 6-pick off Buck onto the sledge there for Skonic. Possibly thinking about switching back, but it's locked in now, so he's going to have to be playing the English operator as opposed to the Buck, Canadian, obviously. Llama on the smoke, setting up downstairs, shotgun in hand. Will be supported by Major, though. Rooney's passive ability can just punch holes in walls wherever you see fit. as well as punch down castle barricades, as well as other doors, etc., etc. So an extension here for QUT, going to hold the entirety of the pink van wall and the bottom of white. I'm assuming they don't want anyone getting in freezer here. Possibly going to have someone situated just inside of the bakery behind the long bar as well. Whether or not they do extend both ways is going to be whether or not they have the utility to. But with Wamai and Jaeger on the board, even in a Rooney, they're definitely going to have a lot of utility to mess with in terms of holding down these positions and sort of just bunkering inside of the bomb site. I mean, other than obviously Angmo doing Angmo things, could be on for some early frags if he manages to get lucky, but Tim going to be holding down that bottom white. Now, onto the roof control here. Onyx quickly determining that the top floor is in fact clear and everyone can make their way into the building without being removed very quickly by a awaiting Angmo. A lot of the presence for Monash here is going to be on the second floor. However, Angmo looking to possibly return early to his teammate downstairs. With Tim being pressured from behind on the double window and Angmo also playing close by, we got a double threat inside of VIP right now that Onyx are looking to clear out completely. One inside a coat as well, Angmo holding white. It's an interesting strategy with only one person inside of the bomb site. Everyone else has actually extended out, and the only person left in is going to be Llama. But out of everyone that is left inside of the site, your smoke is ultimately the person that you want deep inside of the bomb site. So good to see that he's still playing close by. Ahau, though, switching off onto Lion as opposed to Adam, whether or not it's an operator he chooses that he likes a little bit more, or maybe he's just really good at it. You never know, but Ahau instead choosing to run that Lion over Adam. Now Owen coming to the bottom of white, still have not cleared out the VIP player, and Angmo has actually made it back towards the bomb site. Whether or not he's playing the brown bar as opposed to close on the shield, he will spot that Wamai out. The nade is going to come through here. Whether or not it's actually going to kill the Wamai, it has gone deep, but hasn't quite made it through the door. I believe it got grabbed by the magnet there. Could get spotted out here from the bottom of brown. 3 players very close to support. Pika getting tagged up quite significantly. 45 seconds are all that remain here for QUT. Angmo playing close. Zane's going to start things off with one onto Ahau. Bottom red still being held by the Jaeger. Angmo at brown bar. Could pick up one onto Sledge. Won't spot the player, but will get the head. Finally, Skonic goes down as well. Pika 1 HP. The swing from Angmo. Major finds one onto Adam as well. A 5v2 with 20 seconds left. Pika's going to have to disengage from this angle. Can't quite win that fight. Owen prone winning in. He's going to tag up the Wamai, but quickly fragged out. Diffuser down. It's all up to Pika on 1 HP. XD from Owen. Can't quite make his name a reality. A TK from Angmo. Pika finds Llama, but Angmo finishes things off onto Pika with a trade. Could have had a flawless round there if QUT didn't team kill. I'll call it a flawless round. A little bit of a pre-fire there. That's what happened. Angmo, unfortunately, cleaning up his teammate there. But still, big round nonetheless for QUT. Monash haven't quite won themselves a round yet, 5-3, after switching over on the split. 2 rounds already for QUT. But, again, Cafe with a Nomad ban, as well as a Valkyrie ban, quite hard to pull off. In terms of information, obviously that Valkyrie being off the board is quite an issue for most teams. I mean, obviously you will struggle to clear out a lot of these positions more with Valkyrie off the board. As a defender, obviously, when I say clear, I mean defend. Sort of blowing people up from below, just information really as a general. It is meaning, however, though, that the attackers aren't necessarily having to rely on an IQ, which means that we've seen a lot more sort of these ability-based operators coming out. I mean, Lion from both teams. We've had a Ying from both teams now. Obviously, we saw it from Zane, but now we're seeing it from Owen. So, obviously, both teams choosing to dip this IQ, which would necessarily have to be bought on a map like Cafe with Valkyrie in play. And they're switching it out for, you know, the Ying, the Lion, operators that aren't necessarily a meta pick, but are now necessarily a useful pick because the utility they bring on a map like this, I mean, such a big map, 3 floors, quite a large floor plan. It is quite hard to clear sort of, I don't know, efficiently. If you're an attacker, obviously, it is harder to clear a map like this with a little utility, but that's why, I mean, we've seen jackals from Angmo, we've seen, you know, operators that like to sort of hunt people down, and Lion definitely does a good job of hunting people down, but also shutting people down. I mean, we could see a rush here if Onyx can sort of delegate that this site is clear on the south side. I mean, other than Mute being on the top floor, we could see a rappel straight into A here, but both players have moved away. Mute's also retreated back to the site now. We could have seen a rush plant there from Onyx if they had information on the bomb site, but unfortunately for them, they had no such information on the bomb site and were not able to get in and capitalize on the lack of players from QUT downstairs supporting inside of said bomb site. I mean, they're going to have to do for a top floor take now. Mute Gemma will be spotted out by Pika. Sorry, not Pika. Owen, for Pika to shoot, possibly. How now on the rappel, going to look to possibly clear that utility for his team. Whether or not he can get an angle onto it is going to be the next question here. Zane holding top white with the Jaeger. Getting aggressive on stacks. Pika is going to have to fall back a little bit for the time being, but still, the V301, an absolute V308, V301, I'm not too sure what the gun's called, but either way, Lion's gun, an absolute beast. 51 bullets and a 2.5. I mean, you cannot really go wrong in that aspect, but bit of a slow round here for both of these teams. I mean, 1 minute and 40 seconds gone. No frags, no damage, no control really for Monash. I mean, they are sort of just wasting their time trying to clear out these mute jammers and play for the information. I mean, Skonic as well, very close by, waiting for some info on his swing on the top of white rappel. Zane just burning time, but push-ups here. Starts to explode. Ahau finds one. A second for him as well on white. Adam gets one as well onto Tim. Llama losing a lot of his HP, but a shotgun in hand. Going to choose to swing onto white. Ahau is only 1 HP. Only has to tickle him with his M590, but Owen finds Angmo off screen. It's a 1v5. We could see a flaws, but no. Llama removes him from the round. Ahau goes down and Pika to finish things off. Monash finally find their footing on their attacking half. ED comes in and managed to clean things up very quickly there for him. Unfortunately, so close to the flawless, but Ash going down there to Mute ultimately in the final gunfight. Match point for Monash. Looking to close things out here. 6-3. We could see a 7-3 for QUT to go home, to be sent back. That's them done, and we could see Monash walk away with the victory over QUT, obviously. But keeping with their 100% win rate could necessarily be the case here. If they close things out, QUT would then go down to, I believe, a 33% win rate or something like that. Obviously losing a second map, but either way, QUT now really going to have to dig deep to find these rounds because they cannot drop a single one. Monash, obviously on match point, means that as soon as they win one, it's GG, well played in their favour. Obviously, QUT now are going to have to really start getting what they've got left in the tank to win these rounds. I mean, 3 rounds isn't impossible, but Monash, they let the first 2 slip, so on the top floor and bottom floor respectively. So, I mean, QUT could still have 2 rounds at least in them to clutch up and take it to 5-6. And then whether or not they get lucky, we could see that 6-6. But whether or not Monash are going to make some adjustments and sort of recalculate the push here for QUT's defense, we could see them walk away with this round. And ultimately the game. I mean, it just depends how Onyx choose to play it. But Zane, inside a shot, holding down the top of the red drop here. Going to be contested by someone relatively soon, I'd imagine. Some shots through the window are... I got sort of close there to Ahau, but not going to be able to do any damage just yet. Owen finally going to make it to the roof now. Skonic going up to join his teammate. Pika looking for an early frag inside a dining, but not going to be able to find the player who did shoot through the window moments ago. Gone 6 in hand for Pika, an interesting choice on the line, but with a gun like the V308, obviously 51 bullets in the magazine and a fair few in reserve, you don't really need to worry about reloading in most gunfights most times. You can sort of just send it with the bullet count. So definitely an interesting pick for the Gon 6 there, but utility to clear is still utility to clear. So Gon 6 good utility, but speaking of the Gon 6, Zane is going to get Pika, and Pika's now gone. No 6 in that name, and he's been removed from the round, lying down. No EE1Ds used either, and Zane still residing inside a shop. It's going to prove to be a bit of a thorn in the attacker's sides here. Unless Thatcher can find him, and indeed he will, Adam's going to collect Zane there on a refrag for his teammate. So a 1-for-1 trade all the way. Adam's going to get tagged a little bit through the wall there by Angmo from trade. Sconix will find Tim though. Monash looking good here in this last round, possible last round should I say. Angmo though still below, could prove to be the undoing. A bit like Pika's magical flank, we could see Angmo come straight up behind the attackers here. Monash, if they're not paying attention. Sconic is on active duty though, paying attention for this flank. Adam now looking for control of Pixel. Though when holding down Freezer, he's definitely crouching closer and closer to the reticle of Abana here. We will spot him out, tries to go for the shot, but Angmo from below is going to find one with the C4 and the down onto Owen, so capitalizing on that soft floor inside a shop. He's going to get 2, almost 2 should I say, 1 downed, 1 not confirmed, but how deep on the Ash, could go mental here. He's unspotted I believe on the default, no rotate for Shaiko. Through the wall though, Major's going to find one. The swing from Ahau, he collects on a refrag for his teammate. 2v2 now in favour of QUT. They need to get the bomb down with 30 seconds left. Ahau on the Ash, knows that there's one on top white. Teammate rotating for the plant. Adam needs to get this bomb down, but Llama still alive as well as Angmo. Could go huge here. Bomb's going to start going down. You're going to hear the smoke come around the corner. Not going to be able to hit the shot. Will get the down and confirm a double for Ahau. He needs the triple to finish things off. Shot in the back by Angmo. Behind C1, but no, can't quite win it. QUT, another round for themselves. 4-6. They're playing with fire here. Angmo really keeping his team in the game this game, and arguably last game and the game before as well. Angmo going big right now for QUT, but still match point in favour of Onyx. I mean, Onyx did really well that round. Ultimately, again, C4s are the undoing. I mean, we've seen a lot of double C4s, double kills, 1 kill, 1 down, 2 downs in this matchup so far. It is very interesting to see that many C4s are connecting with the Valkyrie not being played by QUT, but obviously sound cues are going to be giving away a lot of the information, obviously, for you to capitalize on, as opposed to the Valkyrie being bought as well. Obviously a C4 and all 3 Black Eyes are valuable information, but with Valkyrie being banned, obviously no Black Eyes or her C4 are going to be being bought by the defenders. And as I was saying, Angmo finding all of these C4s is very, very good for him economy-wise, obviously. Zane, 12-8 right now. Angmo very close behind on the double-digit squad. Pika with 12, Ahau with 10 for Onyx. So Pika and Ahau going pretty big right now, as well as Angmo and Zane obviously keeping things alive for the boys on QUT. Looking to close things out, even things up if you're QUT, obviously close if you're Monash, but as I said, 2 more rounds that they need to get on the board. And I mean, I said that they could win those 2 rounds that they've already beat Monash on. However, that top floor clutch was quite a little bit closer than I'd imagine they are happy with. So they are going to be playing for a little bit more control and possibly a couple more picks than they had last time going into that final situation. Ahau did do really well on the entry, unfortunately. Couldn't quite keep it up all the way through to win that last one, but did well nonetheless to get the 3 on entry there, or 2 on entry, or whatever it was there from him for the end. But either way, 5v5, 1 minute gone almost here for Monash, taking it slow, making sure they have all of the pieces of the puzzle before they move on. Pika control of the top floor for him here. Whether or not Angmo has another pre-placed C4 is going to be whether or not Pika lives for longer than the next 30 seconds. However, C4 still in his pocket means that Angmo isn't going to have anything waiting for Monash to step on before he gives it the old call. Skonix likes to spend a lot of time on this window. He is going to damage his teammate there actually quite considerably. Ahau losing a lot of his HP to Skonic there on the white stairs. They're going to have to get through the player in VIP here, which is going to be Tim playing behind the shield. Supported by Jaeger of Zane. Vertical is going to start being opened up here now by Skonic. He will spot out the Malusi device there and the top of the prep room. However, Angmo is not going to choose to retreat back to the bomb site. He is going to be trying to peek those vertical holes, however, though. Swing here from Tim. Not going to find anything on the Ash. Not too sure what the call is here for the Monash boys right now. 50 seconds left, still playing vertical. Trying to find anyone inside of the bomb site that they can do damage to with the EE1D paired there for the take. Ash Charge is going to be able to clear the shield out as well as the Malusi device. All 5 members of QUT here are going to be right in the way of Monash to try and get to this bomb site. They've got Zane and Brown. They've got Wamai inside of VIP. He's going to lose a lot of his HP in the first little fight that he gets into, but Lana goes down. A flurry of kills. Pika, 3 for himself, 2 for himself. What happened? Everyone just died. A shot through the window. GG's come out. I mean, Monash Onyx, I can't even keep up with that many frags. You guys are making my job hard. And on top of that, a flawless round for Onyx, may I add, ladies and gentlemen. A flawless round for Onyx to finish things off. 14 from Pika. Ahau 11. Close behind is Adam. Zane with 12. Angmo couldn't quite get to the double digits there in the end. He did his best, ladies and gentlemen, obviously. Kept his team in it for as long as he could, winning the round before on the 1v1, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to keep QUT in that matchup, and Onyx win. They take second map and third map. Obviously took them a little bit to warm up. Clubhouse was very close, as we know, 8-7, and a 4-2 split to Onyx. I mean, they looked good to take Club, but I think in terms of the early aggression, QUT did really well holding them off on Club for as long as they did and sort of grinding it all the way back up to the victory, obviously. Oregon 4-2 split to QUT. Monash still managed to pull it back to a 7-4. And finally, Cafe 7-3 in favour, or 7-4, sorry, in favour of Onyx. Amazing games, really, all night. And yeah, we would like to thank our sponsor, obviously AEL, ladies and gentlemen, sponsored by Chatime. Make sure you grab a Chatime next time you are anywhere near, and all the other sponsors as well. AOC, Indomie, Rig, and everyone else amongst the likes. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the games tonight. It's been an absolute blast. I'm Proto. And congratulations to Onyx there. And unfortunately, we won't be seeing QUT return. But everyone, enjoy the rest of your evening, and have a good one.